Hello everyone, hope you're all having a wonderful day today. It's me, your boy, ArguableEarth. Just got out of the shower, so my hair's all messed. I didn't even comb my hair, so. But yeah, we're back again with Pokemon Black. Sorry about that. Just getting comfy. It's been a minute since I played this game, so I forgot where we left off. I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need. I said no. No. Yeah, it's okay. Sorry. Been working. I don't know exactly what to say, honestly. Oh, I got a new job. I'm still working at my current one. I haven't given them my notice yet. Mainly because like the boss hasn't been there when I went. So I'm waiting for him to come back. Like him and the I think she's the HR lady, but they haven't been back, so I haven't been able to tell them. But yeah, so I'm gonna. Oh hey. Wait, I haven't gone yet? I thought I did. But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't gotten the chance to give my notice yet. In most cases, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really like giving my notice because like they don't give you a notice if they let you go. I only give a notice to like a place that I like they, they actually treat me right and don't overstress me with work. I have done that. There's only been like one other job that I haven't given a notice for. No, there's been two actually. And one was just like they just treated everyone terribly. Not the boss. Like the boss was actually pretty cool, but like the supervisors, they were not cool. And the other place, it was because they made a prank on me. They told me I was fired. So I finished my stuff off for the work, turned in my badge, and then just went home, and then never came back. And then they started calling me. He's like, "Hey, why don't you come by?" And obviously, I'm just like, "Oh, I thought I was fired. I should heal." Yeah, so I was like, I thought I was fired, so I just went home. Found a job like in 2 days, and they're like calling me on the third day. Like, "Why aren't you here?" I'm like, I honestly thought they fired me, so I just turned in my badge and I went home, and it was, "Oh, it's just a prank, bro," and I was like, "Oh well, shit," which was fine. I was fine leaving that place because like it wasn't because it was bad, but it was just like it was night shift, and after doing it for like 3 years, I feel like I needed to get some sun, because if you guys hear me talk, you guys probably already know that I'm pretty like introverted, so I don't like going out unless if I absolutely have to, or unless my wife makes me. She doesn't make me, she asks me, and I love her enough to do it for her, but if I don't have to, I won't go. I forgot I was gonna catch the moon. I don't know why I killed it, or sorry, I fainted it. But yeah, how do I, there we go. So my plan is to have, I'm definitely gonna keep Calbara. I'm probably gonna keep Ellie. Chorizo I might keep. I might change him out for something else. Something better comes out. And then if I ever find Joltik, I'm using Joltik. I love Joltik. It is my favorite Pokemon. I like Electros too, and it's probably more useful. But Joltik is just it's a little boy. It's a little boy. It's cute. As for the other two, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely not gonna have Lily. Ellie, I don't know about. Like I said, we'll find out. I did get off work early today. Unfortunately, a guy canceled yesterday, or not yesterday, today. Or he didn't cancel. He just didn't show up to work. I'm not sure if he called in or not. He didn't show up to work, and the guy he was supposed to go to another job, since he couldn't do it by himself, they just decided to postpone that job and send him with us. So there was 4 of us in one group today, which unfortunately means we all get paid less, and that is actually like the main reason why I'm leaving this job. Installations, it's not too bad once you get used to the itchiness. It doesn't really bother you after a while. The people are cool. The job is cool. They treat us right, but it's the pay that gets me. Like I get like, you know, they have to make their money, but like at the same time, it's like we're the ones suffering. We're the ones that are putting in like a full day's work, busting our asses, trying to get everything, you know, finished on time. And we're just not earning much. Like I did like the math in a job we did the other day. It was a simple job actually. It was just putting up netting. Well, it's supposed to be simple. Unfortunately, I'm the only one that uses stilts in the place. Out of the group that I got sent with. You know, there's other people that use stilts, but like out of the group we got sent with, I was the only one that uses stilts. There's another guy that has stilts. He just refuses to use them because he doesn't want to get hurt. So I don't know why he has stilts. He got like 2 pairs of stilts. And the other guy, he's an older guy. He has some knee issues, so he can't walk on stilts. So I got left with the majority of that job. I did most of that job. Like they helped, obviously they helped. They're more experienced than me, so they're faster than me on ladders. But since I had the stilts, I did most of the work, which is fine because they called me their MVP. They said I was the savior of the job. I'm gonna name you. You're round and you're a girl. You're gonna be named Pumpkin. No. You're gonna be named. Let's see. You're gonna be named. You know, you're just gonna be named Flower. Flower is a fine name for you. You got a flower on you. You know, simple, easy. Oops. Flower. There we go. I think that's how you spell it. I have a bad memory, so I can't even spell right anymore. Oh, Reuniqueless. I'm gonna use Reuniqueless because like I like this Pokemon. I like Muna. But when it evolves and it turns into like that elephant type thing, or you know, with the trunk, I don't like it. It doesn't look nice to me. Saving there just in case. But yeah, so like I did the math, calculated, I did most of that work. And since I was the only one on stilts, and you know, I'm not as experienced as putting up netting, I can do it like on the walls easy because that's simple. But like putting it on the roof, I don't know like the little tips and tricks that they know to do. But again, like I'm the one that had to work the fastest because I was on the stilts, and so I got the most rooms. I literally got all the rooms except for 2 rooms, which the guy that had knee issues did. And the main living room, which isn't too big, but again, it had like its little curves. The other guy did that one. But I did 3 other rooms. I did all the bathrooms, all the closets, all the hallways, the entrance, and things like and all that, and the common wall. So I did all the most of it. And we ended up finishing. We started like we got there at 7. So 30 minutes after we clocked in. By the way, we don't get paid the drive time. We don't get paid for that unless if it's like 30 minutes out of El Paso. Which I don't really mind because, you know, I'm just sitting there doing nothing. But anyways, so we got there 7. We ended up working till like 2 o'clock, and that's like a full day's work almost. That's like I think like 7 hours. No, sorry, we finished at 3. Yeah, we finished at 3. So that's, hang on, let me do some math. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 8 hours work. So we did 8 hours work. And after doing the math, dividing it by 3 and all that, because there was 3 of us, we each earned roughly around $50. That's, you know, I ain't complaining. It's a job. It's a job I get paid to do. It's a job I enjoy. But like, it's 8 an hour. It's less than 8 an hour. It's like it was $50. I'm not sure if that's before or it's probably before tax. So we probably made less. Defense curl. So it's not great. Sorry to just go like straight to venting on you guys, but I just thought I'd let you know. So yeah, I'm leaving that job. Didn't give my notice because I didn't see the boss. I was thinking about texting him, but I want to do it face to face because that's how I was raised. And you know, I feel like if I text him, he'll probably just ignore it like he does like the other calls. Yesterday I had to call out too because I had food poisoning. That was rough. So I'm just gonna get it up to level 10. On another news today, it was like, it was a job divided by 4. It wasn't we actually put up installation, but like I said, it's like $2.50 per bat that we put up, so it's not really worth it. And divided by 4, it's even less worth it. But the major things that happened today was I was still suffering from food poisoning. I think I still am. I'm not sure. I haven't eaten anything. I'm not hungry. I feel tired. I am thirsty. I did go through like a bunch of Powerade, a bunch of like the IV water stuff, a lot of water. I was told to try ginger ale, so I bought some of that. Kind of just tastes like Sprite to me, but you know. But yeah, I haven't eaten anything, so my stomach's, I guess, as empty and settled as it could be. Oh shit. So yeah, thankfully, since I'm empty, I didn't have any issues. But I was tired all day because, again, I didn't have any food. Other than that, let's see. I got hit in the nuts. There was like a guy pulling out a pipe, and he barely like tapped me with like the end of it. Here, hang on, I'll move back so you can see my beautiful face. I haven't shaved since like 3 days ago, but yeah, he like tapped me. Oh, it was like a quick little, a little tap. Barely felt it at first, but then that pain came in, and I killed over. It was like literally like 10 seconds later, I killed over. I like ended up gagging because I felt like I was gonna throw up. I'm not sure it was because of the pain or the food poisoning, but man, it was wild. And then after that, I pinched the crap out of my finger. Like we're putting up the, what they called, the scaffolding in my finger. Like my like let's see, this finger got stuck between the scaffolding. I just pinched it, and it held it there for a while, and I couldn't pull it out because I guess the glove was in there. But like, if you see that finger, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little, it's fatter. It's all, yeah, I gotta figure out. It's all blue like that, black dots. Pretty sure like that. There's a little blood blister there. I'm not sure if the rest is a blood blister. It's tender. It doesn't hurt too bad. It kind of feels like there's like a pillow or like water there. Like if you've ever had like a Ziploc bag of water, and like you hold it against your skin, you hold it tight, and then you like press it. Kind of feels like that, like a water balloon type of deal. Not as rubbery, obviously, but it doesn't hurt. It feels like there's something back there. I got used to. I grew up with like my dad. Old-fashioned Mexican. He says anytime you pinch yourself, get a blister, pop it right away, let the blood out. Or bloodletting or whatever. Let the blood out, drain it, and then just like wrap it in a clean it, wrap it in a bandage, and you're set to go. Because I guess like that blood will, from what he explained to me, if that blood goes back into my blood supply, into my system, it could affect me negatively. And I was about to do it, and then another one of my coworkers, another old-fashioned Mexican guy, he told me not to do it because it's bad. And I didn't know what to do, so I just did a quick Google search, because like I grew up like doing that all the time. Anytime I pinched I pinched a lot of skin, so I got a lot of blood blisters growing up. So to me it was just like, really? So I wasn't gonna question it. I was gonna question it, obviously, because it's something I grew up with, but I never thought to look it up. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna look it up. I'm diabetic. It might be different. I don't know. So I looked it up. Whether you're diabetic or not, you're not supposed to pop the blood blisters unless if they're like massive. But even if they're massive, don't do it yourself. You gotta like go to the hospital and have them do it for you, because they got like the proper method and all that, which I wasn't gonna do no matter how big it got, because it's the hospital and I ain't paying the money as long as I don't have to. God wants to take me, he'll take me. I ain't fighting. I am fighting, but it ain't gonna be in a hospital. But yeah. So I didn't pop it, and I guess it was the right choice, because if I popped it, I'm pretty sure a lot more blood would come out. Because like when I first did it and I first saw it, it was like bloated. It was fat. But now it's like calmed down, and it just looks like a little blood blister on the very front. That hurt. And other than that, I was pulling down scaffolding, and I guess like a little piece of wood fell off the ceiling, and it was like sitting on the scaffold, and I pulled it off and it just like popped me right in the face. It was just like a quick little tap, but it confused me and scared the crap out of me because I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was like a big ass bug that just like landed on my forehead. Thankfully it wasn't. Alright, level 10. I am good. I'm gonna keep Flower with me. Just to, you know, fill out the team. If I find another Pokemon I like, I'll go to the PC and get it. I still haven't looked up the moveset, or the, what's it called? The strategy for the Patrat. What was his name? Ellie. I keep forgetting to do it. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Save. Yeah. Before I continue, I'm gonna put Ellie on here. What is it? Image. Not Ellie, sorry, Flower. Before I forget, because, you know, goldfish brain. It's Gen 5, right? Jeez, why is there so many? It's gonna be all the way down here. I think that's good. Hang on, I wanna change some of these Pokemon. Change Pansage. I found some different sprites. I just think they look cooler. Alright, Pansage, Purloin. They're like in like past 6 files, so I'd say like I had to click like 6 times. I don't know why I didn't pull them forward. I don't have all the. I think they're from like Pokemon Conquest. So I don't think it has all of the sprites. So some might just be the basic sprites. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like Purloin's gonna be the basic sprite, which is fine, you know, it's not bad. Lillipup, let's try that one. Oops, too far. So how are your guys' days going? Huh? You guys enjoying the weather? Still a little hot for me, but at least it's manageable now. Looks like Lillipup's gonna stay the same too. That's a shame. Who else? Patrat. Someday I'm gonna do like shiny hunts and raids and things like that. Probably when I get like a better schedule. This job's supposed to have a better schedule too. Like a solid schedule, not like you get off at random times. Which, you know, most people might love that, but like I structure my life around my job. Unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of people do it too though and don't even know it. But like, in order for me to have like a set plan, schedule, and structure, I need a job that'll work with me, you know. Not like, you know, obviously they're not gonna work with me. It's a job. They don't care. They just want you to work. But like, I think that's good. Yeah. Back to it. But like, I need some that doesn't like, you know, get off at random times or make me, or like, you know, have random days off because there's no work or anything like that. I need something solid that actually has like, gives me my 40 hours at least. And then after that, you know, I plan everything else around it. It's just easier for me, you know. Oh, I thought you were an actual person, or like someone to battle. Can I go to you? How do I get to you? I don't got surf yet, I don't think. Huh, guess not. But yeah, so like, so all my I like to. Oh, is this so they have the daycare? I do. Okay. Pretty sure there's like kids that want to battle me here somewhere. Oh. This is what my wife does. She does teacher stuff. But with like the cute children that don't, you know, that don't know right from wrong. They do. A lot of them do actually. My kid does. He still chooses to do bad things though, because he's a little jerk like his father. And before you all start questioning me, I'm the father. I make bad choices. He's still in preschool or daycare. No, not daycare, because they actually teach him stuff there. So preschool. Anyways, he's gonna turn 3 in about a week. We're having his party. I'm not sure if it's early or late, but we're having it on Sunday. This coming Sunday. Pretty sure that it's early. No. Pretty sure it's early. I don't know. But yeah, he's turning 3. And it's like a whole Paw Patrol party. Like, I'm not sure if I talked about this before. Like I said, I have a bad memory, so I might repeat stuff. Before we had a plan. It was just gonna be me, my wife, our kid, you know, Alti, my wife's mom, my wife's sister, and you know, my wife's sister's family. And we were just gonna go to a park, have, you know, maybe have some hot dogs or some burgers or something, and then, you know, just let him play in the park. And then one day I just got home, and all of a sudden, I see her with like a bunch, like there's a bunch of groceries, and I'm just like, I thought we went shopping. She's like, yeah, they're for his party. And I'm looking all over these bags, and there's all sorts of decorations and stuff. Ooh, yes, please. Actually, no, I don't need detect. Yeah, I don't need that. If it don't do damage, I don't need it. What was it talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the party. Yeah, I got home and she had all these like decorations and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe she's like, you know, maybe like she got like a little space for us, and we're just gonna decorate there. No, she ended up renting out a party salon or a party area, with like a playground next door, and then she ordered a bounce castle or something like that. Bounce castle. It's a big thing. And Brad said it was pretty cheap. And then she had like a list of like 40 people, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a lot of people. And she's like, oh, that's just the parents, and like that's just the parents of the people she knows. So I'm like, oh, so it's like the parents is 40 people, you know, give or take, so their spouses. And please survive. I survived, yes. And oh, did I not hit? I'm not gonna waste that. I'm just gonna switch out. And then that doesn't include their kids, which could be, you know, anywhere from 1 kid to 3 kids or more. And I'm all for it, you know. It's a kids party, but like at the same time, I love my kid, but he ain't gonna remember. He ain't even gonna know it's gonna be his party. He's 2. He's turning 3. Like, yeah, he'll know it's a party, and yeah, he'll probably know, like, you know, oh, they're celebrating me when they're singing for the cake for him and giving him all these presents. But at the same time, he won't know why. And like, as a father, I want to give like everything to my kid. You know, I want him to have like the best party, the most fun, all the cake and candy without any of the bad sides. But you know, at the same time, it's like we ain't exactly stable yet, so it's. But my wife said she saved up from the past, planning for this. So you know, I just pitch in where I can. Which right now it isn't a lot, because like I say, you know, $50 a day ain't much. And I know there's people that like live off of that, and it's, for me, it's a drastic change, because like I went from a job that paid me like 23, 24 an hour. Granted, it was still in like construction, and she went a job, you know, to like this, to like an 8 hour, or like less than $8 an hour, depending on how long I work and all that. Like, yeah, if I get off early, you know, $50 for like 2-3 hours of work, maybe 4, it's not that bad, you know. But like that rarely ever happens. Most of the time I'm staying there like a full shift. And then my wife went from like a salary job. She used to be a director. She doesn't want to do that anymore, but she used to be a director. Winston's going in the back, because I might not keep him. It was like one of those schools where, like, I don't know what happened. The situation was like the school closed down. They tried to reopen it because, you know, they still needed, you know, pre-K in that area and daycare. It was like a little bit of both. Like, there was one side of the school that was pre-K, and the other side that was just daycare for like little babies. And like the only place there closed down. So like, you know, that the job, you know, for reasons I'm not going to get into, because I don't know all the details. I know something happened, something that should not have happened. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt physically. Well, I'm gonna keep my thoughts on that to myself, because again, I don't know the whole situation. All I know is it was closed down for a little bit. Position opened up because they wanted to reopen it, but under new management, new people, like totally new people. They didn't want anyone from the previous employment to be there for reasons that, again, I won't get into. Yeah, my wife, you know, took the opportunity. She's like, she has the training for it. She knows about it. She's been in the field for like, at this point, like 10+ years. I don't even know anymore. I'm terrible with time. So yeah, she's been in the field for a while, and you know, she's like, hey, you know, and like they'll train her for the stuff that she doesn't have. She was tired of her other job, because like the drive there was just, it was like 40-45 minute drive, and that was in good weather, and like winter it was like about up to an hour. So that job was killing her. So she, you know, she took a chance, applied for the job, got the job, ended up starting over from scratch, opening the center, hiring and everything. And then like after a while, she just didn't want to do it anymore, because on one hand, she was a director, she wasn't a teacher. She didn't want that. She wanted to be a teacher. She wanted to be with the kids, play with the kids, you know, because but she was mostly stuck doing like office work, paperwork, grants, things like that, and she just hated it because it was always her by herself. And the day she did get to go with the kids, it was days where someone called out, and she was just like stuck holding the bag, where she had to get her director stuff done at the same time as watching the kids. Which like doing, you know, that's 2 jobs, you know, like 2 full-time jobs. So it was not fun for her. So that's why, you know, we decided to come down here to Texas. You know, my parents up there left. They went back down to their country, Mexico. They just saw things not going the best way, and they just decided, oh, you know, they're at the age of retirement. They're just gonna retire, go back to my grandpa. Well, I guess it's my dad's land now. and just farm, you know, just take care of stuff down there and just relax. So they moved down there, which I thought was funny because like my dad didn't retire at all. Neither did my mom. I guess they got so bored down there. Hey, they got so bored down there that my dad started like doing renovations on the house he got. Started building extra house. I think I already talked about this. My mom was bored too, so she opened up a food stand. I think that's what it is, because it's not like a food truck. It's, you know, they have like a little cart. But oh sure, he paralyzes, but mice can't paralyze, really. So yeah, she opened up a food stand. She goes from like town to town, selling like tacos and burritos and stuff. And like, if you try my mom's food, you're gonna love it. Everyone loves their mom's food, but my mama's food, which is what, you know, I kind of hate that they moved down there because of that, because I love her food and I miss it so much. Nothing tastes like nothing tastes as good as my mom's caldo, her menudo, her enchiladas, her rice, everything. My wife's pretty good at it too. My mother-in-law's actually really good at it too, but like they have different, you know, recipes. They like with my wife and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. My biggest pet peeve when they make food is they use little to no salt. I grew up with my mom adding a healthy amount of salt, and you know, obviously like different recipes, but for me it's always the salt. How many times have I licked this guy and he hasn't gotten paralyzed? So yeah, it's just it's the salt. Like, I always have to add salt afterwards, and even she admits like sometimes she should have added salt, which I think is hilarious. I'm gonna try something. Is it here? I'm not gonna risk that. I can't have another bat right now. I know in the later generations this doesn't work, but back then, I'm not sure if it was this generation or before it, you could just put a Pokemon in the PC and then pull it back out and it'd be healed. Which is, you know, a little bit faster than walking all the way down there. Put you in there. Exchange you with you. Oh, and then exchange it with you, because I think they all need healing. I'm not exactly sure. And then pick you back up. Honestly, I could have probably made it to the Pokemon Center and back by now, because I still gotta organize them in here, but we'll see. Oh, it worked. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, they moved down there. They didn't retire. They got back to work because they were bored. They retired for like maybe 3 weeks, and then my dad started renovating. And then after people saw him renovating, they're like, oh, you know, he knows what he's doing, because he's been in construction since he was like 14, and now he's like, oh, shit. Now he's like 68. He technically retired last year when he was like 67. I'm pretty sure he was 66 or 67. But you know, he's been in construction all his life. And then when he got down there, you know, a week of retirement, and then he's like, I'm gonna add an addition, or I'm gonna repair the bathroom, and he did all that with his house. And then he finished everything he needed to do. He did all the remodels, all the tile, all the ceilings, roof repairs. He put in a new, like, a gated area, not a gated area, but like a concrete wall around with like little decorations, so you can see through the gate without having to like, I don't know, like, he used cinder blocks, but like he like left windows there with like metal bars so you can see on the other side. And then he built like a moving gate. Anyways, he did all that, and then when he finally ran out of stuff to do there, he's like, I don't want to live here no more, let's go somewhere else. So he moved to another town, and these are all little towns that are like, you know, it's in the least, I want to say least populated or least advanced, because they still have like a bunch of stuff, but it's like, I guess, to like the smaller towns in Mexico. And they moved there. They moved to a different place after they finished that, and like left their old house. with I think he's my uncle. I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure he's my uncle, but I don't know if I met him. I know he lived in California. And then he moved back because he didn't like California. I must say he's my uncle. But they left that house in his care so he can watch it. Before they moved down there, it was also in his care. So yeah, that's and my other auntie too. I know she's my auntie because like I've met her before. I used to be great friends with her kids until we moved up to the mountains, and then I never got to see their kids again. But she went back to Mexico too. Oh no, Sharon! Not like this. Don't do me dirty. We both have a trio badge, so let's see which of us is stronger. It's me, obviously. Come on, Toads. Like, see, I'm blue. I'm more strategic. You're red. You're more assertive. So it's, you know, I'm gonna plan how to beat you down into the ground. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna beat you till you can't breathe no more. I forgot who said that. I think it was like in who said that? That like lit up something in my memory. I don't know the context behind it. I just remember hearing it in a video. And it was like, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna beat you till you can't breathe no more. It was a little skit. It wasn't like someone actually beating someone up. I don't. Huh. Things like that happen. Like I don't have a good memory. I don't remember much of my childhood or anything like that. I remember like in snippets and random things. My dad says it's because when I got hit in my head, it messed up my memory. Apparently, it changed my personality too. So apparently, I used to be like very outgoing and very assertive and like the leader type of guy. But now I'm just like, I'll be over here. You guys go have fun. I'm a dilly dally type of shit. But yeah, I guess ever since I got hit with that, I just changed personalities. Which, you know, it's bound to happen with some brain damage. I'm not sure if I got brain damage. We never checked for that. We just got the glue on my scar, and I moved on. Different times back then. But yeah, what was I talking about? My dad retired. My mom opened up a food stand. She sells the best food. But yeah, they just go from like, I guess like down there, like they're not as, they're in smaller towns. It's a lot more closer communities, a lot more trustworthy communities. At least from what they tell me, because like everyone's like tight knit. If we're not related to them, from what my dad said, there's like a whole town down there that I'm like related to everyone except for like 3 different families. But like, you know, we're scattering around the area because not like direct related either, but like through marriage and things like that. But yeah, so I keep losing my train of thought. Anyways, but yeah, my mom goes from like town to town selling her food. You know, she has a schedule. Certain days she goes to certain towns. Unless if there's like a big event going down, like that, like I said, like down there, that they have they don't, I guess it's not as big as in the city, so they don't get a lot of channels or all the channels. So like they plan things like they either have parties on certain days in certain places, or they have like horse races. I see. So that's how you battle, of course, aggressively. Out of the way. Who is that? Oh. Is this when they still up? I thought that was until the main city. What was that about? Bianca, why are you running? Oh, it was here, I guess. Hey, where were those people headed? That way, but why are you running now? Oh, seriously, they run so fast. Miss, oh, my Pokemon. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Don't cry. Bianca, really, why are you running? I know that's not how he sounds. That's the voice you're getting for today. It's going to change the next time and change again the next time. I'm just not going to keep track. You have to hear this. Those people stole this girl's Pokemon. You should have spoken up sooner. Earth. I was about to say Ethan. I'm like, who's Ethan? Earth, we're going to get that Pokemon back. Bianca, please stay by the girl's side. Bro, I'm not even healed and you're sending me into the wolf's den. But yeah, and like sometimes they have races. Sometimes they have like horse races. Sometimes they have motorcycle races. Sometimes they have car races. Sometimes they just have parties, or I don't know what the sport's called in English, but they have a game called rebote. It's kind of like tennis. I don't know how to explain this, because like I haven't played it in years, since I was young, and I haven't seen anyone else besides my dad and his friends play it from when we were young living down in Denver. When we moved up to the mountains, that game stopped. There was no one nowhere, and no one to play that game. But and I know it's a sport. I know people. I've seen like something like it with like big hook things where the ball goes in and they like throw it back at the wall. But that's not how my dad played it. Basically, they have just a. What I'm imagining is like a giant concrete structure. Just imagine 3 walls, big wall in front, big walls on the side, and it's like it's like the size of a tennis court or half a tennis court. And then there's like a line on the wall that's like about 3 feet up. And they have sometimes they use a tennis ball, but my dad prefers to use the blue rubber balls that kind of look, the bounces like a tennis ball, but it doesn't have the little felt. It's just blue. And then they made like, everyone was different. Some people had it was like a square the size of your palm. Like some people used wood, some people used PVC, which I don't really recommend because that shit hurt because they smacked hard. But they used like PVC. One time my dad made like two out of PVC, and he didn't like it because like they hurt, like it hit and then you can feel the vibrations in your hand. He didn't like it because they smacked the dog shit out of that ball. They smacked it so hard and it flew, hit, and come back. And usually it was like a 2v2 or 1v1 or 2v2, and they just, one person, like one team hit the ball. It hits the wall, comes back, and the other team has to hit the ball, hit above the line, and it comes back. You hit below the line, it counts as a point for the other team. If you miss the ball, it counts as a point for the other team. And it just went like that. Like the same person couldn't hit it twice in a row. No, that's not true. The same team couldn't hit it twice in a row. So one team had to go, and the other team, and if you miss, you miss. And like some people came with like some very nice ones, like what, like I've seen a guy that it wasn't really nice, but I saw a guy that had like, those paddleball sticks for like ping pong. He like cut off the stick and just like taped it to his hand, and it worked. It's pretty nice. It depends on what kind of grip you want. Some people just had like duct tape that just wrapped around their hands every time. Other people like had like a leather strap that like they tied to the side of the woods that they slipped their hands in. And like I just remember I was sitting there and like there's the fence behind it, so the ball doesn't. Usually there's a fence. Some places didn't have a fence, and I guess it was more popular back then because like now I don't see any of those structures anywhere. Like even like in places I used to go down there to visit, never saw any of the structures. But it was a fun game. It was a game I enjoyed watching. A P-Dove. Have I caught a P-Dove? I don't think so. Oh yeah, it shows a little ball up there if I caught it, huh? I don't think I caught it. I'm gonna catch this one. I'm probably not gonna use it, especially if it's a female. Not that that's just because it's a girl. It's because like the guy. Because the guy Peter or Un Pheasant, whatever, has like the cool little pink mask thing. Oh, hello. But yeah, like I said, the sport was called rebote. I haven't looked up anything for it since then because like I never thought about it till literally just now. Like I don't know what made me think of that. Oh, because my mom goes to like the sporting events, and they have all sorts of things, and my mom shows up to those, and she just sells food. And I guess no one else thought of the idea because she says she's the only one that shows up with food and drinks and things like that, and like she always sells out and always runs out of food, and she keeps getting mad because like she has to keep buying more food. She's like, at least like, because like they bring it in like a little refrigeration thing. It's like a mini freezer, but it's transportable with the power supply. and they always think they bring enough or more enough to have like some for like to go to another town or something like that. But I mean, luckily, I think thankfully, they keep running out, because that way, that means she sold enough to make ends meet. She doesn't need to, they still have some savings left, but it's always good to have a backup. And on top of that, it keeps her away from boredom. Because when my parents get bored, they just clean. My dad goes with her to these things, because they usually like later in the night or later in the day. So he finishes his remodels, or like sometimes he works for other people. But he always goes with her. Mainly because my mom, I love my mom, but she's up there in age too. My dad's up there in age too, but like she has a bad knee. She needs surgery for it. She already got one surgery for it. Got a couple screws in there. She has to wear a knee brace. But it's not ideal. She has to get like the whole knee part replaced. I don't know how much that's gonna cost. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but she needs to get her like her knee joint replaced. She sent me a picture. I don't think I'll be able to find it. I don't even know if you guys want to see it. Not of her knee, of just like the knee joint replacement, or the knee I don't know what it is. I know it's her knee, because her knee needs to be removed. They need to cut the bone. I'm not sure if they're going to replace like the full bone, or if they're just going to graft something on there. I'm not exactly sure. Wait. Yeah. So I don't know what's up with that. My dad on the other, like, not just that, but like she needs she got sick. A Zapstrika. Or Blitzel, sorry. I've never used Blitzel. I've always preferred the other two electric ones. I always found this one was lacking. I tried using it. No, that's not true. I did try using it once. It did not. Oh, what happened? Oh, what? I think one of my streams just like closed down. Anyways. Oh. I'm gonna catch this one. It never really like learned the proper moves. I don't think. Like, I know it had like something blitz, and it did damage, but also did damage to itself. But it never did like a good amount of damage. I always felt like it was lacking. And I don't know why. I think it was because it was a physical move, or wasn't a physical move. I don't know. Its main shines when it discharges electricity. They use their flashing mains to communicate with one another. I'm gonna name you. You're a girl and a horse. Oh, what's that horse called? Hang on. Show with the rainbow horse. Rainbow horse. That's not it. So just to let you guys know, there's a show called Rainbow Horse. That's not what I was looking for. Show with all the horses that have that talk. No. Show with horses, Pegasus, and unicorns.
According to Wikipedia,
My Little Pony, okay. My Little Pony, the Rainbow Horse. Rainbow Dash. Really? I can't name you Rainbow Dash. My Little Pony Electric Horse. Electric Sky. Okay, those are all basic names. Never mind. I thought they had cooler names. So I'm just gonna name this one. What should I name you? I suck at names. Uh, just Electra. You know, like that superhero. And electric. I think that's how you. Oh, I think that's how you spell it. Don't quote me. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, she needs a knee replacement. She got sick a while back, so she lost a lot of weight. Love my mom. She used to be a big woman. Um, you know, to me, I didn't really consider that as a thing. But it like that plus the altitude and the weather is just affecting her health. So she got sick. My dad ended up sending her down to Mexico with some family, just until she got better. Cause she said, you know, I'll get better, I'll come back. She did not get better for a while. Ended up going to like a lot of doctor visits, having a lot of surgeries. And then when she came back, she looked nothing like herself. She lost so much weight. Now, even now, I look at her and I still think she's just like skin and bones. But she moves and has the same energy as she used to. She doesn't seem as happy though, cause like, you know, back then she seemed happier, jollier, you know, more talkative. Now she just seems like she's always tired, or she's sad. And no one likes to see that in their parents, you know. But now she needs a knee replacement. It's gonna cost a pretty penny that I don't have, or that any of my brothers or sisters have. So we're all pooling money together to see what we can do. She's gonna visit. I'm trying to find a P-dub. She's gonna visit sometime next month, from what she said, before her knee surgery. Damn. Just cause like after she gets that surgery, there's we don't know how it's gonna go. We don't know if she's gonna be able to walk properly after that. She said the main reason she's getting that knee surgery is just for the pain to stop, because like I guess like the bones grinding against each other every time she moves. So yeah. Oh, what happened? Oh, yeah, let me move this real quick. There we go. I gotta sneeze. So I'm only beating this one up because it fainted my boy. So yeah, and then my dad has like his own other issues. He got back problems, shoulder problems, knee problems too. Not as bad as my mom, but like working construction since you were like 15 until you're like 14, 15 until you're like 68 is gonna have some effects on your body. So he has that. His elbows hurt too. He recently had his first tooth surgery. My dad always took care of himself because he hates doctors. He hates needles. Absolutely terrified. P-dub! So he maintained his health. So that way he never had to go to a dentist or a doctor or anything like that. But you know, again, construction will mess you up. But it was always manageable to him. But I guess you know, no matter how much you take care of yourself, you know, there's always something. Even then, he brushed his teeth 2 to 3 times a day, every day, never missed it. I've always watched him. And still, one of his teeth broke. And he said at first, you know, the first year it was manageable, it was fine. But then after that, the pain started setting in. You know, finally he caved. My mom took him to the hospital. I forgot it's part normal, so ghost doesn't affect it. And my mom took him to the hospital, and he had his first teeth extraction. Apparently, they took out 2 teeth, one that was broken, and one that was just hollow. No, sorry, no. One was hollow that was extracted. One was broken, but they put a cap over it. Ah, it's okay. I'll find another one. My mom sent me a video, and he was just like gone. He was just like laying there. He was just like, oh, I was like, hey. It was fun. It was something. It was funny. Okay, that cost a pretty penny. Like I said, they have their savings. I don't want them to dip into their savings, so we try to, like, you know, me and my brothers and sisters try to help as much as we can. But you know, there's only so much we can do, especially, you know, with the whole job change and the pay and all that. But anyways, yeah, they like, my dad's still working construction over there. He does remodelings and things like that for other people. But yeah, ever since they moved, another PWA, I I decided, I brought my wife up there from here, near Texas. I figured, hey, it's time. She spent 10 years up there. Let's go down. Oh, that hurt. Let's go down to Texas and get out of this snowstorm of a town. It's a beautiful town. Love my town. But we came down here. I'm still not used to all the. I'm just gonna throw ball. All the hustle and bustle. I'm used to it when it gets nighttime. Everything is dark except for like maybe one or two lights outside from the neighbors, spotlight or whatever. But I'm used to be able to go outside when I want, looking up and seeing like a clear sky with stars and the moon and everything, with nothing obstructing it except once it first starts, like it depends what time of year. Sometimes it starts off where like the mountain is and there's like trees and that blocks it all. Each follows his trainer's orders as best it can, but they sometimes fail to understand complicated commands. That's adorable. I'm gonna name you. Are you a boy or a girl? You're a boy, so I'm gonna name you Pudgy. Oh, don't forget the capital. Pudge. P U D. Where's the G? G E. Pudge. You know what? I'm gonna use Pudge. Just because he's so silly and innocent. I'm gonna use Pudge. Get up my way. Oh, excuse me. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah. I moved up here because like my, I already explained that. Took wife from here. Decided to take, spend 10 years over there. I decided, hey, my mom, dad are gone. They moved away. My grandparents are gone. And my other family is like 2 to 3 hours away, which isn't that long of a drive, but so I decided, hey, it's all I have up here are my brothers and sisters, but they're all full grown, and my nephews, adorable kids. But like I never really see them because we're all working different schedules, or close to the different schedules. I got to see my brother. I used to work with one of my brothers, but he bounces around from job to job. He knows a lot of people, so once he gets bored with one job, he goes to another person, gets a job there, and then when he gets bored there, he goes to other people. And everyone's always willing to take him back because he's a hard worker. I think he's the one I told you guys about, that he didn't graduate high school. I don't know if he got just GED, but he didn't graduate high school. But even then, like, he has a lot of practical knowledge. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he can do just about anything. He can fix cars. He knows construction. He knows decking, siding. He knows how to do just about anything that you need to do. Obviously not like complicated stuff like I can build you a PC. He can't. I don't know how the PC parts work or what does what. Obviously I know what does what, but like I don't know how to overclock or how to set things like that. Like when I first built my PC, I didn't know like why it wasn't booting, because I needed a Windows key, or needed Windows on it and then a Windows key, and I didn't know why or how. I just thought you put it together and it'll start up and done. That's not the case. But if you give him a PC and just the parts and tell him to build it, he won't know what to do. And then but he'll figure out like where the main parts go, put that together. But then like all the little wires, things like that, he'll probably end up like me and just look up a video. But yeah, they ran inside here. Earth, your Pokemon HP is fine. Are you ready to go? Right? Yes. Then let's go. But even if he ends up finding the video and he ends up looking up what to do, oh wow, right off the bat, he won't. He probably will struggle way more than me just fine, because he's not good with technology. I gave him a PlayStation once for his birthday, and I don't know what happened, but it no longer takes CDs. And it wasn't even that old. But yeah. but he's grown. He bounces around from job to job, so I only saw him every once in a while when we worked on the same jobs too, because like sometimes most of the time they split us up. And then my other brother, he's in a different city, town, I'm not sure. So I barely got to see him. I sent out the wrong one. I was trying to send out Pat Rat. So I only got to see him like maybe once every like few months, in winter. I couldn't even see him in winter. My sister, same thing. Her schedule was always all over the place, so I hardly ever got to see her. My nephew, I did get to see him every once in a while. And then my youngest brother, he went with my parents to Mexico. And then my second youngest, he was still in high school, so I never got to see him. I did build him a PC though, just so he can play with me, but he hardly ever plays. I think he messed up his PC too. I don't know how. I'm the type of guy that needs to like see what's happening in order to fix something. So like you can explain to me all you want, like, oh, this is happening. I'm just gonna be like, I don't know what to do. But then I get there and there's like, oh, you just plugged in the HDMI to the wrong place, that type of thing. Like I blank. Its habitat is dark forests and caves. It emits ultrasonic waves from its nose, and it learns about its surroundings. I hate this thing. Like this one's cute. The Woobat is cute. But when it evolves, that nose, disgusting. And I'm gonna name you, you boy girl. I'm gonna name you Rupert. Where's the R? Rupert. Like Stewie stuffed animal. But yeah, and then like my brother's like I don't know if he still is. I think he changed careers. But he used to be a pastry chef, and like he worked at like the high-end hotels and things like that. Not just a pastry chef; he was actually like a chef too for a while. But he mostly did pastry stuff. What do you mean I can't get away? I guess I'll take you down. So he made like these amazing cakes. He likes to experiment a lot, though. Obviously, with a lot of experience comes failures and success. And sometimes, I ended up being the test subject for those experiments. Most of the time, they were great. Every once in a while, you get one. Like for me, I hate sprinkles. I guess he loves sprinkles because a lot of his stuff had sprinkles, and it tasted great up until I tasted the sprinkles, and then it tastes like, ugh. Sprinkles to me just taste like dirt. I don't know why. I don't like sprinkles. Everyone else thinks it's delicious. I'm the one that hates sprinkles, so I say, hey, I don't like sprinkles. And I always tell him this before he tries to feed me some, in case he puts sprinkles in it. I don't want him to be like, I don't like it because sprinkles. And that's always gonna be the answer. Like the second got sprinkles, it goes from a 10, even if it's in, it goes from a 10 to a 1. No matter what. He did make some really good buttercream though. I remember one time I asked him for a cake with no sprinkles. And just to fuck with me, he put sprinkles on there. Still good though. Earth. This bothersome bunch doesn't really listen to reason. That child cannot use a Pokemon to its full potential. Doesn't that make that Pokemon sad? It's the same thing for all your Pokemon, so hand them over to us now. Better yet, we'll just take them. Go for it, bro. Go for it. Swing. Swing. I shouldn't say that. I think like these kids are like 14. I was like adults. Like, don't say that to adults. Some of them are really crazy. They'll actually swing, and it just won't end pretty for anybody. But yeah, I just had to move away because they're all grown. We'd never see each other. And I just figured, it's time, Plus, like my kid was like up there. He was always getting sick. I thought it was just because of the weather or something like that. So he came down here. And sure as shit, down here he's always getting sick. It's the same, if not more. But I'm too late to regret my decision now. So yeah, we decided, and on top of that, I was tired of chopping wood I love chopping wood. It was like one of the best exercises that you can get up there, besides like hiking. But so I like chopping wood. But the thing was like, our house didn't have proper heating, like an actual like heating system. We had to heat everything with the chimney. So if like one day I got lazy and didn't chop wood, Well, that's not true. I always pre-chopped wood. Like, I spent all spring. Well, spring lasted up to like a week, but I spent spring and summer gathering like we actually like went into the forest. We got permits, cut down the full trees. Either that or like only full trees that were like dead. Like they could not have any green. Anything with green, illegal. Doesn't matter if it's just one little leaf, do not touch. Or anything that's tagged. Or anything with a big hole in it, because animals can live in there. And I don't want to disturb the ecosystem. So we only cut down dead trees or any already felled trees, and then we put like cut them into like 8 like. I think our bed was like 6 feet, so 6 feet long logs. I measured them out back then. And then put them in the truck, brought them down. What? How could we lose when we have right on our side? How could we lose when we have right on our side? Not bad, Earth. Okay, go return that Pokemon to that girl. You don't need to return it. Yes, I do. Oh. How troublesome. Not only do you fail to understand, but you actually got in our way. To boot. There's 2 of you and 2 of us. We'll show you our combined power and teach you that we are right. So there are more of them. Still, why are Pokemon robbers acting so self-righteous? Earth. We've been friends our whole lives. We got each other's back when it counts. Let's show them how it's done. There we go. I forgot what song again. Damn. Probably because I haven't eaten yet. My wife's gonna be home any minute now, and I haven't done anything in this stream. Still not strong enough for that. Come on, Pito, we gotta get you up there. Get in the chorizo. What was I talking about? I was kind of like mindlessly rambling. Thank you for coming to my event session, by the way. If you watched this video, appreciate you. If you got this far, appreciate you even more. But yeah, I can't, it's event session. I don't know what else to talk about, honestly. I can talk about Pokemon, but chances are if you're watching this video, you probably know enough about Pokemon. You probably know more about Pokemon than I do. And that's not saying much, because I don't remember much. Like, I don't remember most of high school. Granted, it was like 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago. Wow, it was more than 10 years ago. Wonder what I have. Don't they have like high school reunions like every 10 years or something like that? I don't know. I haven't been to mine, or at least I haven't gotten a notification. I don't know how that works. I don't know who does that, or, but I guess they didn't do it. Or maybe like COVID stopped it. I think it was around that time. Oh yeah. The logs. So yeah, we cut our logs. Sometimes sometimes they were just like that big. Oh, sorry. Sometimes they were that big trunks. Sometimes they were like massive ones, and we just cut them in 5-foot sections, load them into the trunk of my wife's truck. It was her truck, not mine. I had a car. She had the truck. I guess she's always wanted a truck. So she got a truck. Me at the time, I'm still paying off my car. It says I got 12 months left to pay. Like if I do the math, it equals up to 12 months. But it's been at 12 months for like 2 years, so I don't know what's going on there. Well, I don't know. That's true. It just feels that way. In order to liberate Pokemon from foolish people, we will take their Pokemon. Whatever. What a waste of time. Come on. What reason could possibly justify stealing Pokemon from people? Pokemon trainers like you are making Pokemon suffer. What do you mean? Trainers are making Pokemon suffer? I don't get that at all. We'll give you back the Pokemon, but be aware of how this Pokemon suffers from being used by people. Someday, open your eyes and to your own complicity. Chances are that little girl probably just like has like a Pokemon as a pet, which I don't think that's that bad. Trainers bring out their Pokemon strength. Pokemon believe in their trainers and respond to that. I don't understand what about that makes Pokemon suffer. Okay, Earth, I'll return the Pokemon. If I remember right, like when you catch a Pokemon in a Pokeball, it forms like an automatic bond or whatever, and that's what like makes you kind of understand your Pokemon. But that's only if you catch it. That's why like Ash didn't. Come on, let me just heal my Pokemon. Earth, thank you so much. The two of you got her Pokemon back. I'm lucky to have friends like you two. Thank you, mister. Please take these as thank you presents. You can't call me mister. I'm still young. I'm still a boy. Heal balls are the most worthless. I'm sorry. Like, thank you, little girl, but those are the most worthless Pokeballs. Complete restores captures Pokemon on the spot. How sweet of you. I'm going to see this girl on her way and see you later, Earth. Bye bye. Because like, I already caught my 6 Pokemon. Anything after this just gets sent to the gulag, no, to the PC. Yeah. Save. I'm gonna go down here see if there's anything to heal. But yeah, yeah, and then I took him home, and then oh no, automatic retreat. I'm just gonna go all the way to the Poke Center. Screw it. And then when I got home, I cut him into like about like foot and a half long. I think it was like closer to a foot though, because like my chimney wasn't too big, and I think more than a foot was like way too big for it. So I cut them down to foot sections, and then after that I chopped them up, stacked it up, and then from there we got the wood for the year. But I had to go like obviously you can't have all that wood inside. We had some in our like our enclosed deck when we had because we had the space. And we had some there, but like since it got so cold there and so fast, and it always stayed cold, we went through that pile fast. It was like every 2-3 days have to go outside, and we always had to like keep it unburied. So like if it snowed, we had to dig that out right away, or else that's gonna turn to ice and it's gonna get packed down, and then you're screwed because then you have to use the hard shovels to dig it out, like the metal shovels, and then it's just a whole pain in the ass. So you always gotta keep that area clean, keep a path to it clean. Oh, Ragdola. I hated this Pokemon. I'm not sure if because like it always had Sturdy, and I hated Sturdy, and I always wanted it on my team, but I never got to use it because Sturdy always like it never triggered because my Pokemon were always like over leveled, and it always took more than one hit to take him down anyway. So Sturdy was useless to me. So yeah, it was like constant struggle just to keep the house warm. And then when we had my baby, little baby boy, it was gonna be hard to keep the house warm. Like for us, we got more or less used to it. We covered up with blankets, turned the chimney on, got it burning hot, hot and fast. And then like at the it'd go out by like morning, and that start getting cold around 4 o'clock. Only an hour after an hour before I'm supposed to wake up. So I woke up at 5. And that would work out, because the little chill never did any harm. But unfortunately, we're like, oh no, I was gonna catch that. But yeah, unfortunately with the baby, you can't have them covered with blankets the whole time, because God forbid they might suffocate. So like, oh, is that it? So we had to keep I especially me, like me, I was used to not sleeping anyways. I have insomnia, so I have trouble sleeping all the time. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I can go to sleep by 12. So 12, wake up at 5, go to work. That's at least 4 hours sleep, because it still takes me but if I'm unlucky, I'll wake up like every 2 hours, which happens a lot. I don't know why. I don't take medication for it. It's not worth it, and I'm used to it. So that was easy for me. Like usually in winter, if it was just me and my wife, I'd wake up every 2 hours, stay there. Sometimes I go to the bathroom, sometimes I just lay there and just go back to sleep eventually. I didn't want to kill it. Most of the time I just laid there and just went back to sleep. But then when we had the kid, I woke up, hey, might as well put in a log in the chimney, let it burn a little longer, and I'd get up every day and did that. Plus the floors weren't insulated, so they were cold. It was like a trailer home on land. It was closed off with like plywood and siding and all that, but like even then, like this was before we moved in, so there's nothing I could have done besides take the whole skirting and siding down, and I didn't want to do all that because the outside was still good. The inside was the problem. Rebuilt that from scratch. Okay. I'm just gonna throw a ball and see what happens. Sorry, I know I tend to ramble and talk a lot, but you know, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm getting a new job soon. Doesn't pay much again. Technically, it pays more than my current job for now. My boss did tell me, like, you know, there's some jobs that'll pay me up to like 40 an hour, or around that. You know, it's not actually 40 an hour because I get paid for production. Its ear is Oh, it's just one. Oh, that's its ear. It's hexagonal in shape, compressed underground. Its body is as hard as steel. I'm gonna name you Steve. Steven. We'll go with Steven. I forgot the T. You know, like the gem guy, Steven Universe. Oh wait, that was a girl. Anyways, yeah. So you know, since when it was winter, summer wasn't too bad, because you know it was usually the perfect. I mean, it was still cold at night, so we had like I don't know what they call the radiator heaters, the ones you plug in. And if you touch, you get burned. We had those in the summer, at least summer nights. It was still cold in the summer. Still got down to like 30 degrees, sometimes lower. Just gonna do that. Did not mean to do that. I'm still messing up, jeez. So I'm not thinking properly. But yeah, that's you know, after like 3 months of doing that with, you know, waking up every 2 hours, like, you know, whether I woke up or not, it just happened. But I realized, you know, I can't do that. Like, what if one day I'm exhausted from work? 'Cause like I worked construction back then. It's a tough job. Takes a lot out of you, especially if you're working out there in the winter. Like the summer heat, for me the summer was just as bad as the winter, because summer it got up to max 72 75 degrees was like the record breaking high over there. But that was hot to me because I got used to the cold. So you know, when it got to 75, I was melting, I was hot, I was exhausted. And then in the winter I was cold, I was sore, you know, feet wet, I was also exhausted. Yeah, my wife's, I want to say she's a light sleeper, but she sleeps better than me. And, like, even the slightest touch, though, can wake her up. Like, if I roll over and accidentally bump her, she wakes up, what happens? And I was like, no, you need to go back to sleep. But she got used to my routine of waking up, like, every 2 hours. So every 2 hours, I woke up, got out of bed, added another log, went to bed. But then I always thought, like, what if one day I don't wake up and I stay asleep, and then, you know, morning it's freezing. My baby's in his room. He got like one thin blanket to cover him, just, you know, because it's a blanket. But we have that weighted on the other side, so there's no way he can pull it over his face. And, you know, if it gets too cold, you know, something bad could happen. So, I just decided, you know, it's time to move somewhere warmer. So we moved down here to Texas. That job change was a lot. I used to own my own house. Now I'm in an apartment, barely making ends meet. Like a lot of people, but like, you know, going from like moving down here, I spent like 6 months, something like that, trying to find a job. I burnt through all my savings because I'm still paying bills and all that. I remember like it got to a point where like the first month I wasn't too worried. You know, I was like, oh, you know, it's a big city. Everyone's hiring. I'll just apply everywhere. And someone will give me a call back. Never got a call back that first month. Second month, I started stressing a little. I started applying more places. Stop. That dark tall grass over there. Every now and again, 2 Pokemon will pop up at the same time. In other words, you have to be careful in the dark grass. I'm heading to Nectarine City. I never went to the dark grass unless if there was a Pokeball. Yeah, so yeah, we came down here, and then first month, okay, I didn't find a job, still stressed, it's okay, it'll work out. Second job, no callbacks, nothing. I was like, oh fuck, okay, now I'm getting worried. Third month, and I was like, shit, like, people, a lot of people have like a lot in their savings. I did not. I used most of my savings to finish fixing up that house, but so I can sell it for a higher price. And even then, I had to dip into like what I earned from selling the house. And then I moved down here, and I'm flying through that money. I'm not even buying anything. I'm just paying bills. And then third month came by. I got one job offer. I think it was at a DD's. And I was gonna work there. Honestly, it sounded great to me. It wasn't, going from like 20, 22, 23, $24, something like that. I was close to like $24, but going from that to like 12, it honestly was scary. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to afford anything besides like paying the bills, and even then I thought I was gonna run on a deficit. Thankfully I haven't yet. But then my wife got sick. They found something, and they gave us a scare. They're just like, oh, it might be cancer, She found that out the day that the job called me back, and he's like, yeah, you're hired. When do you want to start? And my dumbass, in my panic, my wife just told me she might have cancer. The doctor said she might have cancer. And that just fucking, it like sent me into like a fucking tailspin, because our baby was there. I moved down here for her, and obviously we rely on each other, so without her I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I was fucking spiraling. I didn't show it, obviously. I'm never gonna show that to my wife, but inside I was spiraling. And I gotta heal my Pokemon property, because like I've just been going to the PC. And they called me, gave me the job, and I was like, yeah, can I just take a few days, like a day or two, just to get some stuff taken care of. I have a bit of a scare going on right now. We don't know if it's positive or not yet. I explained the situation. She's like, oh no, yeah, that's fine. Really nice lady. Just let us know. I think I said, I'll let her. I think at first I said like, give me a couple days, and then I said, if she could just give me until the next day, and I'll call her back and set up that. And like after that, I just kind of like sat there for like a few hours just thinking, and I completely forgot she hired me. I never called her back. I never reached back out to her, because I completely forgot. And then like a week later, my wife got her results back. It wasn't cancer. It was just like a malignant tumor in her brain that I guess messes with her estrogen and a couple other things. So that, honestly, that was why it was so hard for us to have our first kid. That's RT's. I guess people call, I don't know what they call them. It's not rainbow baby. Rainbow baby's a lot sadder, cuter, and more worth it. But like, it's not a rainbow baby. It was something else. But yeah, we just had struggle trying to have a kid. It was because of that. At first I thought it was me, but I was tested before, and I was told I had some pretty good strong silvers. Anyways, that's besides the point. But she started stressing out because of that. Point being, I never called that job back. I still think about it to this day, even though it was like 6 months ago, because like that would have been a good job. At least a good foothold. And I always feel bad, because I felt like she probably thinks back, and because like she told me it was an all-girl workplace, and they want a guy there just so that they feel safer, because I guess I guess I'm pretty big compared to the ladies, so I'll bring in some security, and I'm very well mannered. I'm very nice. I'll do anything I can to help people out, especially when it comes to work. And I guess the people she called said that. Yeah, I did want to work there, but I never called them back. I forgot. I always feel bad to this day. I never go to that store, even though it's so close by. I never go to that store because I feel bad That like, what if she recognized me and she gives me an earful, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, it's, you know, all this. I'll be devastated. But I ended up taking this installation job, which I regret to this day. Not because like it sucked, you know, the job does kind of suck, because I had to bust my ass for not even $8, like $7 an hour, not even make $50 after taxes. But like, I gotta know a lot of great people there. It touches others with its feelers on its ears, using sound of their heartbeats to tell how they are feeling. I'ma name you Waddles, cause you look like you waddle. Where's the T? Waddles. But yeah, and on top of that, you know, technically I would have made more here. This job, they told me they were gonna pay me a lot more, but like, in order for me to make like they said, like, oh, you can make like 40 or something a day, or like $150 to $200 a day. And you know, I was like, oh, that's way more than 22 an hour, right? So you know, I'll take that job. Oh no, it's not way more than 22, but you know, it's decently close. And I was like, I'll take that job. And then come to find out that I can only make that if I do an entire job by myself. So they were training me in order to do an entire job by myself. Entire job that takes 2 to 3 people almost 8 hours to finish. And I was just thinking, it's like, that's not right. Like, they're basically punishing me to try to earn more money. So in order to earn more money, I get punished by by doing 2 to 3 people's work by myself. That's not worth it. Like, I'm already coming home exhausted. I'm still not used to. I'm not sure how Texans make it. Like, this heat is fucking, it's something. Like, Jesus, like, I don't even work in the heat. I don't even work in the sun. I work inside. But even then, the heat in there is intense. Especially like if you go like on the 2nd or 3rd floor and it's not insulated. Jesus, that gets you. And like, imagine working outside. Well, now I'm gonna have to. My new job requires me to work outside, out in the open. But it pays better, has better hours. It has guaranteed 40 hours. And it's going to be the same hours, basically the same hours every day. Sometimes I might go in like 30 minutes earlier, sometimes 30 minutes later, sometimes I'll get off 30 minutes earlier, 30 minutes later, which is fine. But it's structured. And that way I can revolve my life around it, you know? I'm like, okay, I'll get home every day at this time. That means I can, I think I get off before my wife, so I'll get home before my wife. That means I can make dinner, do what I need to do, and then have the time after that structured to what I want to do. Whereas now at this job, sometimes I don't even get off till like 5, 6, maybe once, a couple times I've gotten off at like 8 and gotten home here like at 9, sometimes at 8, sometimes at 9. And it's rough. It's rough. That's kind of like, that's why some days when I don't stream is because of that. And even then I don't get paid for like the drive, so I get paid. Even then I barely make anything, you know. Because like, they don't pay for the prep time, they don't pay for the cleaning, they pay for the square footage of what I put up for production. Yeah. Like, take for instance like that one job I was talking about where we just put up the netting for the blowing installation. 3 people. The job, if one person did it, it'd be $150 for that person before tax. But since 3 people went, got divided by 3. So if I went there by myself, I would have gotten the full 150 for me. But that means I would have to prepped everything. I would have to swept the corners of the place, take out anything I could trip on. I'd have to put all the caulking. I'd have to put all the window sealant or the window foam. I had to cut all the netting all by myself, which is what you do anyways. You do it by yourself, but while you're cutting the netting, there's usually always someone else doing the caulking and someone else already starting putting up the netting on the roof or on the ceiling. But without that, you know, I had to do all that by myself, and then even then I had to, you know, go up there by myself on my stilts. And then if I fall by myself, I'm by myself. God knows what'll happen by myself. Or like something like if I drop like let's say I drop my knife, or if I drop my nail gun, or my stapler, or I drop the netting on the floor, I have to, you know, take off my stilts all the way off, climb down, get the netting or whatever I dropped, and then get back on my stilts, and then go back in there. Which, you know, you might not think it's a lot, but like at that point you're already exhausted. Walking those stilts is easy, but like they're tiring. They're still heavy. It's metal on your legs. And on top of that, like when I was first starting using it, oh, what's that? When I first started using it, it was like, you know, I was just a foot off the ground. But even then, I was like tense because like if I still fell from that height, I could still hurt myself. That extra foot will add a lot more momentum coming down. So if I fell backwards and if I put my hands back or my hands forward, if I fall forwards, I could break my wrist. Like if you fall like from just standing yourself, like at your own height, and you fall, it's still gonna hurt. You probably still twist your wrist or twist your ankle or something. But like even a foot taller, it'll add more momentum as you fall, you know, pivot back and forth. And then when I went higher and higher, I ended up going like I think like the 42 inches. I went to the max height, like the second time using it, which I did not expect. You tense up a lot, and when you tense up a lot, it is so your legs get tired from all the weight and just trying to walk. Now I'm used to it. I've used them a couple more times. I'm more relaxed. If you relax, it's easy. You know, you still get tired. The scariest part for me is always just taking them off. Putting them on is easy. Walking around is easy. Taking them off for some reason, it's, you know, it's the end of the day. I'm exhausted. My legs are exhausted. I'm a little shaky because, you know, I haven't eaten. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I don't feel hunger. I don't feel hungry. My stomach will growl, and that's why I know I'm hungry. Or like I'll feel like really weak and I start shaking, and that's when I know I gotta eat. But like if it's not for that, I won't know I'm hungry. Like right now, I haven't felt hungry since like yesterday. Yesterday I had food poisoning from the morning all the way till today. But I haven't felt like I feel weak. But I don't got the shakes, well, more than I usually do. And oh, am I gonna evolve? 2 levels. I should just hunt those. Yes. Chorizo's evolving. Wait, that means I can. Hang on. Heck yeah. That didn't look right. That's as good as it's gonna get. That's chorizo. Yes, please. Get rid of that useless, non-damaging move, you know. I'm just kidding. Like I know for like competitive, like they're useful, but like if you're just doing like a regular playthrough, you don't really need all that. So how does that work? Do I just like wait here, or are they just in this bush? My bad. You can get Pudge up there. Actually, I'm gonna see if the next town is over here just so I can heal and then come back. I also need a leaf stone. I don't know where to find a leaf stone in this game. Oh, come on, Sharon. Come with me a sec. Okay, I don't got a choice. Shh. My Pokemon are suffering. You're not even gonna let me heal before you come bug me. If you go straight from here, there's a Pokemon Center, and these if you want. Oh, thank you, I guess, for both of that. Give your Pokemon a Crystal Blade to hold, then if they ever fall asleep, it will wake up immediately. Oh, and another piece of advice. Nectarine City's gym leader uses normal type. If you have a fighting type Pokemon, it might give you a big advantage. See, I didn't have a fighting Pokemon when I first played this game. And to me, this is like one of the harder games. I don't know why, but it feels like it's a lot harder to grind and all that, you know, to level them up. Because like usually before the first gym, I have all my Pokemon up to like level 12 within like an hour. And then after that, you know, it's easy. They level up naturally. But here, all my Pokemon are still like, where are they? You know, still 13, 10. That one's 17 just because it's the strongest. These two I'm not going to keep. I might not keep Pat Rat either because he's not pulling his weight. I think for now I'm just going to end up grinding in the field for those dinos. And then obviously venting to you guys because I know you love to hear it. But first, I think there's a Pokemon that gets given to me somewhere around here. Oh, no, I don't have Connie. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Instead of the monkey, I might use one of those. Connie or Petalil. Oh. Okay. It's probably not too friendly because, you know, he keeps getting beat up. Hang on, I'm gonna turn the volume up on this music. How do I do that? Alright, we'll just do that. I think that's good. Who are you? My name is Loblolly. Designer decor. I don't know about that. Oh, hang on. I don't call. No, you know, don't. I didn't guarantee, but I'm pretty sure someone either gives me a Pokemon or was it that trade one I was thinking of? Like I said, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. Almost 10 years. Maybe more, actually. I don't know. I don't know when this game came out, but I haven't played it since like a year after it came out. And even then, I get it confused with Black and White too. I got insulation in my eye. Which Pokemon did you choose for your beginner on your journey? I chose Tepig. Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of. I'll be honest, I forgot what I was thinking, so poof, gone to that. Forgot to reply to my wife. When I was buying more stuff for the party. Anyways, a lot of yes. Now, again, I completely forgot what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! In a Pokemon stream. You'll never see me play Yu-Gi-Oh! On stream. Do so. Oh. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged. I love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. I know a lot of people don't like it. Most people prefer either the... Oh. What? Oh. I know a lot of people prefer either Pokemon or Magic. Not what I grew up with, so I don't know what to tell you. I can't. And I'm at that age where like I'm too old to try to learn something new. Well, it's not that I'm too old to learn something new, it's that I refuse to learn something new. So yeah, I'm not gonna learn it. You can't force me to. Not that it's a bad thing, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I got some Magic cards, I have some Pokemon cards, I have a lot of them. I mainly got the Magic ones. The Pokemon ones I got because, you know, I grew up with Pokemon. I just like collecting it. Magic ones, I thought the artwork was cool, so you know, I picked them up. Plus they were cheap, they look cool. I was planning on using them on some inspiration for some monsters for some D&D. Never played D&D. Man, I want to see if I can catch one of those over here. Some more Pokemon. Nothing, nada, zip. Oh wow. But yeah, I kept those back there. fight me. Oh, you don't want to fight me? Oh, cool. I forgot what somebody in. Oh yeah, I broke my tooth once. Damn. So, I have a tooth back here. My very last molder. It's not my wisdom one. I had those removed because they were hurting. But I got when they were removing that one, the dentist damaged the tooth in the back. But you know, I didn't realize they damaged it. But that actually led to it getting worse. Anyways, one day it cracked it. Didn't fall out. It was fine. Didn't feel no pain. Could eat normally. And then one day, this was back in Colorado still, 'cause I'm still new here to Texas. Back in Colorado, I was going to work. I worked at Walmart back then. I slipped on some ice and I hit my face on the side of my car. I didn't hit my tooth area. I hit like right above my jaw, like right here in my cheek. But that was enough to like jostle the broken piece off, so that fell out. And that sucked. I ain't gonna lie, that was rough. It hurt, but it was like bearable pain. I was like, okay, I'll just go to work, see how long I can take it, and then when I get off, I got off early. I forgot what time, but when I get off, I'll go to the dentist, get it, checked out, see what they can do. Went through half my shift. I couldn't take the pain anymore, but I finished my main work. This was at Walmart, mind you. This will tell you about a lot how Walmart people treat their people. I couldn't take the pain anymore, so I went to like the manager, or I guess he was the assistant manager at the time, some tall, lanky motherfucker, piece of shit. Sorry, I hate that guy. I forgot his name, but like I was hurting. I was like, hey, my tooth hurts. I broke it this morning trying to come here to work. Can I just get off early, go get it checked out, and then come back and finish the shift? If it's nothing, can I come? You can probably give me some suggestions for the pain or something, and I can come back and finish shift if it's early. If not, then it's fine. And he's like, yeah, go for it. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So I went, punched out, went to the dentist, got checked out. I'll save that sort of for a little later. No, actually, I'll just say no. Dentist told me that it broke in a way that they can't fix it, so they can't put a crown over it. And then that I have to go to a specialist, I think it was, to get it extracted because it was too close to my nasal cavity. Like the tooth goes up there, I guess, and it's too close to my nasal cavity, so they can't extract it unless they get a specific surgery for it. And he gave me like the recommended number, the name and the number for the recommended surgeon, which was like down in Denver. That's like 3 hours away, and I was like, I can't go down there. I can't afford that right now, this economy. So I never went to the doctor, never got it fixed. The dentist said if it doesn't hurt now, chances are it'll probably hurt later on in your life. But as long as I brush gently, I'm not too rough with it. Like there was no nerves exposed. There was one nerve exposed. That's why it hurt. But he said since it's just a little bit of the nerve exposed, it should die off on its own. It shouldn't cause any problems as long as I brush my teeth, keep my mouth clean, and all that, like I usually do. It won't get infected, which is fine. And, I've been doing great so far. Recently, I did hit myself there again with a piece of rebar, and now it's starting to hurt again. Toe trainers, yeah. But anyways, that's what they told me. So I was like, all right, bet. And then like by the time I got out of the dentist, my work day was over. So I was just like, okay, I'll just go home. Went home. The next day I came back in, and HR lady comes up and she's like, hey, why'd you leave halfway through your shift? And I was like, what do you mean? I got excused. I asked what's his name, shitty assistant supervisor. Now keep in mind, I will never be disrespectful to anyone who respects me or treats me right. This person deserves no respect because he treated everyone like numbers, and it was a known, back then it was a rumor, but now it is known that he slept his way to the top. but he treated everyone like crap, and he deserves no respect from anyone. Wait, is this wild? Oh no, it's not. This is the one I used in my other playthroughs. I just thought it was cute. Yeah, so it's like I told the assistant manager. He said it was fine, so I just went to go get it checked out. He's like, "Well, he never wrote in the system." And then he was walking by. He's like, "Hey, did you tell this to him?" And he's like, "Yeah, I told him he could go." And I was like, "See?" He's like, "I never said he was excused for the day, though." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, you could go check it out, but I wasn't gonna excuse you for the rest of the shift." So it basically counted as me just clocking out early and leaving without permission, even though he said, yeah, it's okay, you can go check it out. And ever since that day, I had beef with him. And then I found out from my sister that, he slept his way to the top. And I just slept, I guess, Briar did some things, and my sister was disgusted by him too, because I guess he hits on everybody. He'll hit it, I've seen it too, he'll hit on a girl, turn around to another girl, and then blatantly hit on her too. So if one girl receives it and they like it, he won't care. He'll turn right around to the next girl and just flirt with her right in front of this one. And I don't know what girls see in them. You see this guy flirting with you, blatantly flirting with you, said he'll take you out to dinner and all this, and you say yes, and then he turns out to the other girl, he's like, "What about you? You trying to hook up too?" And it's like, what the why? Maybe I'm traditional. I'm fine, For me, I think people should just focus on one person at a time before trying to get two at once and one right for the other. Thankfully, those girls just were disgusted by it and just walked away. But I know there's some people that are into it, because how else? Because there's no way a person like him would be assistant manager material with how he treats people. Enough about that. Yeah, so I was an excuse for that, and that's when I decided, yeah, this isn't a workplace I want to be in. So I started looking for another job. Unfortunately, before that happened, I got in a car accident. My car was wrecked. The back axle? I don't know anything about cars. But the back axle was bent, so the back tire, instead of being straight, it was just curved, or it was pointed outward. I got ran off the road by some random truck from California. I just remember it being a red truck from California. It was a snowstorm. I don't know if they couldn't see me. I couldn't see them. I literally couldn't see them until they just started pulling in front of me. Their lights weren't on. I noticed them last second. Tried to step on the brakes, but by then it was too late, and it just bumped, I don't know how to explain it, but it bumped the front of my car, and that's it. I just slid. I just went from straight to this and just gone right off the road. I don't know how long. I know I hit my head. I was out for a bit. Pedaloo. I haven't seen that one forever. I'm just gonna keep you in for the level. But yeah, I know I knocked out. I'm not sure if it was for a few minutes or not. I don't know. I don't know what time I was heading home. But I was out. I woke up. I was in a ditch, and like I said, it was a snowstorm. So everything. There was a good fresh 2-3 feet of snow. So my car was buried. You can only see the trunk, where the trunk starts and back, and that's it. And I had to open, roll down my window. Thankfully it was still on. It wouldn't move or anything. I was stuck. I was gone, buried. But I could roll down the window, and I had to dig my way out and get out. And then I kind of just lay there because I was exhausted from digging. Is there pedal in this game? If that Pokemon's in this game, I'm gonna use that one. I haven't used that one before. I've used the praying mantis one. I'm not sure if it's grass type though. But I haven't used this one. And I've used the other one too, the little cottony. But yeah, I had to dig my way out of there. Car was ruined. There was no way for me to get to work. So I had to use whatever savings I had on that too. I took the car to the shop, used all my savings trying to get that fixed. First time they didn't even fix. They fixed something. There was a bunch of issues with it. They fixed the aesthetic issues and the leaking coolant and the radiator. But when I went to go pick it up, I saw they didn't fix the back axle because the tire was still like, you know, pointing out. Back tires aren't supposed to point out. I told them about this. They're like, oh, that's fine, we'll fix it up. They didn't charge me for that. They charged me like, I think it was like $500, but that was just for like, what's it called? Whatever that initial charge is with the insurance. They never caught the guy that ran me off the road either. Again, I don't know if he saw me. If you did see me, you ever see this? What the fuck? Why? But anyways, yeah. But anyways, I ended up borrowing my dad's car, a van he didn't use. Had no heating, by the way. Just like my OG, no heating. Not broken, but like a window that doesn't roll down, and it's cold, or it doesn't roll up. Sorry, and it's just cold. So it's rough. But yeah, I can only borrow it sometimes because he still used it for work too. It was just some days he didn't use it because that's the car he uses to go out of town. He has another car that he uses in town, and that was just because of the tires. One of the van's tires was better than the other. But yeah, he let me borrow it sometimes. Obviously there was some times where I couldn't borrow it. And that time I took the bus, which was a whole other ordeal. In the end, I ended up missing too many shifts because I couldn't get there. Because like sometimes like the bus, like not because I couldn't get there, because I got there late because of the bus, because of the winter. I can't control how fast the bus driver goes or how fast he gets to the stop or anything like that. And even then, when he gets to the stop, I still have to walk from the bus station to the Walmart. And like, you know, in most cases it's not that bad if you think about it, because like the bus station was behind the Walmart, but I still had to walk all the way around like the whole little plaza thing to get to the Walmart. And that's where the troubles lie when it was winter, because everything's covered in ice, there's no sidewalks, and it's dangerous back there. So sometimes I got there as early as like 10 minutes early. Sometimes I got there like 20 minutes late. You know, I had no way to control the bus. When I drove myself there, I got there most of the time, but when I didn't, I had to take the bus. Unfortunately, like I said, I was buying the van. Sometimes the van wouldn't even start, and because like it gets that cold up there. And if it doesn't start, I always plan ahead. I never plan ahead. Sorry, I am bad at that. I always plan things exactly as they should go. So like if I leave at this time, I'll get there at this time. I have to preheat the car from this time to this time to get there at this time. So I go out there, try to turn the car on, it won't turn on. I'm messing with it, trying to get it to turn on. Sometimes it does, then it shuts off because it's too cold. One time I didn't notice it. One time it shut off and I was inside. By the time I came out, by the time I came out, the car was still frozen. There was still ice over the windshield, and the bus was gone. And that's not even the worst part. Sometimes, like I was tired. I slept in. I woke up, got everything ready the last second. By the way, if I take the bus, I have to wake up 30 minutes early. Which, since I went in the first shift, I think I had to be there at 4:30. So I had to be at the bus at 3. Yeah, at 3. Because the bus is slower going through the snow. Why did I send you up? I should have kept Kubara. But yeah, got there late a lot because of the bus. Not the bus driver's fault. The weather's. There's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes it was my own fault. Sometimes, I was too tired. I was too cold. And I wanted to take the van, so unfortunately the van wasn't cooperating, and either it didn't turn on or it turned on last second. I barely got there on time, got there late. Not a reliable transportation. I let them know about this ahead of time. Like I told them, the bus doesn't run those hours. Is there a way I can change my shift? Are these coming a little bit later? They're like, no, we already have someone that has that shift. They come a little bit later. And I was like, yeah, they're still technically the same shift at me. They just get off like 30 minutes later. And I was like, yeah, can I have like the same shift as her just for until my car gets fixed and so I can actually make it there on time. And they're like, no, we're not gonna do that. You have to make it here on time. That's what you signed up for. And I was like, well, I have to take the bus out of that, or I can borrow someone's car, but I can't always borrow that car, and it's not that reliable. Like sometimes it won't turn on. And they're like, well, you got to figure that out. And this was the same assistant manager. But yeah, it came to like too many lates to me being being late there too many times, unable to get there some days at all. And one day they just called me. She's like, yeah, we don't need you no more. It was the same manager too, the same assistant manager. He was always the one giving me shit. But anyways, he's like, yeah, we don't need you no more. And I was like, well, shit. Ooh, Venipede's a good one too. And I was like, well, shit, I'm out of a job. I'm out of a car. My tooth is messed up. I got recently diagnosed with diabetes. I don't know what to do. And so at that point in my life, I was like, well, fuck, might as well just go full send. If I'm gonna end up getting stuck out in the cold, I might as well work in the cold. So I went, asked my dad, hey, is your company hiring, or the company you're working for hiring? And he's like, I don't want you to work in this. This isn't. You went to high school. Like, he didn't go to high school. You went to high school. You can get a better job than this. I'm like, Dad, in this world, high school means nothing. You got to go to like college or something like that. And even then, you can't really make something out of yourself. It's still hard. He's like, well, I worked my ass off, so you won't have to do this. And I was like, well, I don't got another option. So is he hiring? And he's like, well, lucky for you, it's your uncle. I was like, my uncle? So yeah, it's your uncle's company, GL Construction. And I was like, my uncle? And he's like, yeah. Well, back then, I still consider them my uncle. They're still my family. We're not related by blood, but my dad has worked with them for so long. I've known them for so long that I consider them, my uncle. He considers my dad like a father figure. My dad considers him a friend. I consider him an uncle. Wild. His sons are my cousins. They are family. They're rambunctious, but I trust them with my life. And I do not say that lightly when I say that about people. There are only 4 people I say that about. 4 people I trust. One of them is my best friend. I'll just call him Dead Sector for now. I trust him with my life. He's the one I trust the most with my life. Next one is Marco. The one after that is Herman. And the last person will probably be my wife. Obviously, I'm not going to include my parents in there. Obviously, I trust them. They're not included in there because that's already given. I guess my wife's already given too. So I guess I won't count her either. But she's still in there. Same with my parents. And the last person, I guess that would be my wife. That'll be all 4. I'll figure out another 4 some other time. But yeah, they're the few, like, they will, if you like, they'll get your back. Like, if you build a relationship with them, they are some of the best people to trust. Despite what people say, like everyone has their faults. They're rambunctious. They're young. One of them already had a kid. He's mellowed out a lot. But like back then, he'd be getting fights all the time. He'll like, it won't be just like randomly. No, God no. It'd be like if someone disrespected him. Like if you can talk shit to him. Like you can be just some random guy on the street and just talk shit about him. He won't care. He'll just be like, yeah, keep talking, and he'll just mind his business. But the second you bring in his family, you're gonna get fucked up. He'll yeah. He's got, but that's the only thing. I'm kind of the same way. Like, I'm nice. I will take anything you throw at me. But the second you mention my family, that's a no-no, as it should be. But yeah, so they're not gruff. They're just like prickly people, Like if your interests align, you can get along. If your interests don't align, it's gonna be very obvious that you have nothing in common. But he won't be a dick to you. He'll just, you just know it won't click. Like, you can still be friends with them. They'll still hang out with you. They'll still invite you out. They'll still play with you. They'll invite you to the parties. But you just know, it's not clicking. But to me, they're like some of the best people. I forgot where I was going with this. But anyways, oh yeah, it was my uncle's company, and I didn't know he lived up there. Like the last time I saw him, we were down in Denver. I was like maybe like 14. I was like a kid. I was young, and I didn't know that my dad moved up there with the family to follow him. Not to follow him for work, but you know, just because like they were so close. My dad ended up working with another uncle up here. We don't mention him. But then this uncle ended up opening up his own business. Got really popular, mainly because like they don't charge as much as they should. Honestly, like they should be paid a lot more for their work. But my uncle tends to do like remodels for like other people. Oh damn, he tends to do. He does new builds with bigger companies, and for that he does charge quite a bit. But when he does like remodels for like, you know, just like people who need a remodel, he doesn't charge them as much because he knows it's coming out of their pocket. And he tends to be like more forgiving with things like that because he's been through like situations. Like him and my dad has been through situations where like they had to fix part of their home, or you know, like they lived together for like 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. My dad, me and my dad's family, including me, we lived in the basement, which is like a full house on its own, and then they lived on the first floor, which was another full house, and then I think another family lived on the top floor, which is another full house. But they were all connected. Like it was one staircase that went all the way down, no doors. It was just like a basic 3-story house, but just had all the amenities. And we had a bang time. We had an awesome time there. We never played in the backyard though, because it like sloped down. And it was just dangerous, and you know, I don't know whose idea what that was. But anyways, yeah, they've all been to that situation where like they had to have something remodeled, and they couldn't afford to do it. Luckily, they know how to do it. So he tends to be lenient with things like that. So whenever they're doing a remodel, he usually tends to give them a discount. They warn others of danger by vibrating their cheeks to create a high-pitched noise. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna name you. Oh, Nano. But yeah, he, you know, my dad took me over to his house, which was apparently just across the street. And again, I didn't even know. Is it here? No. Yeah, I didn't even know. But like, yeah, so like my dad and him like still hung out a lot. My dad ended up working with him after my other uncle kind of like kept coming in late with the payments. You know, his paycheck. Oh, a timber. So my dad went with my other uncle, and they with his company. Yeah, my dad took me to him. He's like, "You looking for a job? I got a job for you. We got plenty of jobs." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "I'm gonna start you at 16," which kind of, you know, put me off because like I was making 18 to 20 when I was working for like Home Depot. Even Walmart gave me like 18. But you know, I didn't care. I just needed a job, and you know, it was with family, so you know, hey, I know at least I'll know they'll treat me. Damn, at least I know they'll treat me right. Well, I didn't know that, but I expected that because he treated my dad like a brother. But yeah, so I started working with him. I quickly started, like, I already knew construction from my dad. Like, you know, it's something like I saw him do like, throughout his whole life. And like sometimes he took me to work with him, and I just watched and learned, or rather cleaned up from a young age. You know, like even like on weekends, I was technically free labor. Not true. My dad treated me with like McDonald's and like $10, which back then, as like a, you know, starting at 12, what else could you ask for? What's this? Yeah, sure. Huh. I didn't know about that. Oh. So yeah, I like worked every weekend, like, not just me and my other brother. Every weekend we went with my dad and we either helped or cleaned up the area. And we got paid $10 every week, and he took us out to eat. And it wasn't hard work. It wasn't like physical labor. Like, yeah, we had to pick up trash and boards like that. Sometimes we had to like hand things to we mostly hand them tools. We never got to cut anything. We never got to lift anything more than like 3 2x4s at a time, or 2 back then because I was still young. So it wasn't hard work, but you know, being there the whole day. And I think that just took us just to give my mom a day off, you know, because like me and my brother, we were like separated. We were like okay, you know, we're like any other kid, but together, oh my god, you could not stop us. There were storms. They used to call us the tornadoes. Speaking of tornado, yeah. So we so went into construction, learned a lot. I ended up getting like within the year, I ended up making like 22 an hour, and then after that, you know, so through the years, I ended up getting bumped to like 24. Right before I left, I was gonna get another raise before I left, but like I left. What was it? But yeah, like back when I started working with him, it was just like him, my dad, his 2 kids, another cool guy named Pedro. He was an older guy. He's still with him. He's cool, but he's up there in age. He should retire someday soon. I don't know if he can afford to, but he's earned retirement. He's earned to leave because he got hurt a lot on the job. Not his fault. I remember one day we were doing a remodel on a deck. I'm bouncing back and forth a lot. I'm sorry. But one day we were working on a deck, and it was high. It was just slightly bigger than 2 stories, or slightly bigger than 1 story floor. Because like I guess, just imagine a deck on the 2nd floor. But under it went down deeper because like the thing it sloped down, and there was like rocks under the deck, and we were taking this deck apart, and we didn't know how rotted it was. Like it didn't look rotted. We went through there, like before we always climb on these decks, before we start taking it apart, we always go under the decks if we can, and like with a screwdriver and poke all the boards, and if oh, he fainted, and if the screwdriver pierces through, we know it's rotted, and you know, to be careful not to step on it. We did that this time too, but I guess we just did it at a place where it was solid. I was down on the floor picking up like the trash. Luckily I picked up the trash because a lot of it had nails on it, but I was picking up the trash. We were getting towards the end of the day, and I was like, you know, throwing it in the dumpster, and I had my back turned, and I will never forget this. I always felt bad for this because like I always told myself never to look away in case something happens. My dad always taught me that as a rule too. This time I looked away. I usually tell him like, hey, I'm going to the dumpster, I'll be right back, every time. Just so he knows to be careful up there. This time I didn't tell him. I turned around. I don't know why. I think I was exhausted. It was hot. It just slipped my mind. I just turned around, started walking away, and then I heard something crack. I turned around, and I just see him like he's standing like this, right? He's standing on the boards, and like one gives out, and I just turn around and I just see like him like this, and he just comes down, lands on his back. Luckily, I guess I reacted fast enough to put my hand under his head because there was just rocks down there. I reacted fast enough to put my hand under his head, so his head bounced out my hand, smashed my hand into the rock. That's fine. I didn't care. Didn't feel shit. Hand didn't hurt. I could move fine. Him on the other hand, the rest of his body slammed into all those rocks, and it knocked the wind out of him. He couldn't breathe. I had to get him up, but at the same time, I didn't want to move him because, like, what if he hurt a bone, broke something, and moving him could make it worse. But we ended up picking him up. He ended up asking me to pick him up, so we picked him up. I made him like lay out, like stretch out, and hands to the sides like a T-pose. And just like calm, try to breathe in, and finally he got his breath back, started breathing in, and at first he was fine, but then the pain set in because, like I said, it was like from a story up, 10 feet up, maybe more, and he slammed into those rocks, and he's like, my chest hurts, and I was like, shit, lift up your shirt. And he's like, why, you trying to catch a titty pic? And I was like, motherfucker, show me your titties. And he pulls up his shirt, and it was just like bruising all along his chest down to his side and everything. And I was like, nope, yep, we're taking you to the hospital. And obviously he's like, I don't need no hospital, that's for rich people, I don't got that kind of money. And I was like, neither do I, but like, that's a lot of bruising. We don't know if anything's broken. And I guess like the owner of the house that we were on the deck for heard the noise, because he heard the crack. He rushed outside, and this was like while we were picking him up. But he, like, you know, thankfully he was there to help. But like, we froze. Like he froze. He didn't know what to do. He's like, oh my god, I'll pay for I'll pay for it. I'll do. He's like, bro, it wasn't your fault that he got hurt. Well, that's what he said. He's like, it's not your fault, like it was our fault for not paying attention. He's like, yeah, but you guys are working on my house, you guys got hurt, we're borrowing. He's like, that's what the contract's for, you know, we signed it, you signed it, we all agree that if an accident happens, it's not anyone's fault. It's just, if it's an accident, it's an accident. Now there are things like, if he didn't tell us, like he told us like this deck was like rotted, like he doesn't step on it anymore because he's scared like it'll cave in. Because like he said, it's been like 20 years since he's done anything to it. But we do, you know, that's why we checked. And again, we missed it. It happens. Now we know to check more thoroughly. I need a grass type so I can beat it. Yeah, so he called our boss. Like he gave us ice packs. I'm like holding, like he's holding it against him. And I'm giving him water, you know, fanning him so he doesn't like overheat from the pain or whatever. And he called our boss. Our boss shows up in like 10 minutes. And our boss and this guy have like a weird best friend relationship. It's that kind of relationship where like if people see it from the outside, they think they're gay. They're not. They are not gay. But the people see him and they think, you know, oh, they're together. No. And he's like, ay, mi amor, ¿qué pasó? This time he didn't come up like that. This time he was like full on panicking. He's like, you okay? Did you break anything? Do we need to take you to the hospital? What's going on? And like, we've never seen him in a serious, like this was a serious situation. We never seen him in a serious situation because nothing this serious has happened. We've had times where like we stepped on a nail or something like that, but you know, that I've stepped on like so many nails. But you know, that's to be expected. But like falling off from like 10 feet, 20 feet, you know, 10 to 15 feet. I'm not gonna say 20 because I've seen 20. That's a lot higher. It's maybe max 15. But see, you know, falling off from that could like lead to serious issues. Like, he's like started checking his head and everything. He's like, you didn't hit your head, you didn't hit your neck or anything. He's like, no, I just fell on my back and side. Hit us over there. Earth, it's over there. Saved me. Put his hand on me. He said, okay, I'm like, I'm fine. I don't feel nothing. I had gloves on. Anyways, he picked him up. He's like, okay. Like the owner's like, you guys don't have to work today. I'll pay for the day. My boss is like, no, this isn't on you. Again, we signed the contract with you stating that we will check everything thoroughly, make sure it's safe for us to work there. We missed something, that's on us. My boss is going to pay for his medical bills. He's going to take him to the hospital right now. The work day is over for today. We'll be back tomorrow later with a different crew or with more people to this crew, and we'll continue working. He's like, you don't worry anything about this, not your fault. That's what kind of person he was. And this guy, he was kind. He brought us water. He took care of us. He always checked on us, make sure we were hydrated, made sure we took our breaks. He didn't even work for the company. He's just like some random, well, obviously he paid for us to be there. He's paying for the work, but like he was nice. So my boss respects that. And he's gonna be nice to him. Plus, we've been all through it. But anyways, he took him to the hospital. He didn't break anything. He did have bruising on his ribs all over his right side. They recommended for him not to work for a few days, at least until like he's better. He did poke a lung. It didn't pierce, but it did some damage to his lung. He took 2 days off and then came back to work, all covered in bruise. He couldn't stretch or anything or move anything above, like he couldn't. Like, this is it. This is all you could do. You couldn't go like this or like this. This is the height. That's it. You couldn't move it. And my boss was mad. He was like, you should stay home. You shouldn't be here. I'm still like, my boss is paying him for the time off. He's like, I'm paying you for these days. And he's like, nah. If I'm going to get paid, I'm going to work. And he's like, what, do you want me not to pay you? He's like, no, that's why I'm here to work. And it was just going back and forth. Anyways, I ended up with some ass grabbing. Not mine, theirs. And they all, he just gave him like easy work for like the next month, like stuff where he didn't have to move that much or bend over that much or move that much. Easy work, which was fun with everyone, because we all felt bad because he's a cool guy. Just the thought of him getting hurt kind of scared everybody. Like, we all get along. Like, he literally treated us like family. He is one of the bosses that if I ever got a chance to go back with him, I will. And like, obviously that door's always open. He told me, if anything happens, if I ever need a job, even if I need money or a favor, he will not hesitate to give it to me. All I have to do is ask. I'm not gonna ask for money because that's not how you do it. If it's a favor, I'll ask like, hey, can I come back to work with you? And he'll be like, yeah, because he's my uncle. Well, he's not my uncle, but he's my uncle. I'll just say he's my uncle. But working with him was like the best time of my life. Despite the winter, despite the cold, the wet, and all that, the sheer winds blowing through my bones, making it feel like ice. He is the best boss ever. Granted, sometimes sometimes people get a little attitude. Everyone does it. Sometimes he does too. But he will never treat you wrong. If you work for him, he will treat you like family. And that's what I loved about him. Like every once in a while, he'll take us out to eat. Any celebration, he'll buy all his workers. Even if you're like we had this one guy. I forgot his name. He was a really nice guy. Not a very good worker. Not that he didn't try. He tried. He just tried to do more than he was capable. And he tried to do it fast. So like if we tell him, hey, we need this lumber moved from this side of the lot to this side, organized nicely, he'll do it. But he'll do it fast. He'll tire himself out, and by the time he's done moving it, he's exhausted. And my boss says everyone has their own pace. If you want to do it at this pace, you can. I don't expect you to keep up this pace. But I'll tell you now, just find the right pace, do it at that pace, and just get it done. But if you overexert yourself and you end up exhausted, we still have like a full work day to do. You're still going to be put through that work and you're going to end up even more exhausted. Just keep your pace, And this guy, hard worker, nice guy, did not know how to keep a pace. He just went. He went and went until he was exhausted. And then we always told him, slow down, it's not a race, we're not running. But he had no experience in anything else. He got his visa, came up here, he got his work visa, he came up here, I'm pretty sure it was from Mexico. His wife came up here on a visa too, on a work visa, ended up getting her papers, and then brought him over. Originally, from what he told me, him and his wife, I shouldn't be like spilling other people's laundry, but it's fine. You're never gonna find him. You're never gonna know who he is. Not even I remember who he is. I just remember his face, and he was nice and he was cool. He spoke no English though. He was learning English. He was taking night classes. But I guess he worked his ass off over there. He was still young. He was like younger than me. I think back then I was like 25, 26, something like that. Maybe 27, I don't remember. But he was like 19, maybe 20. But he worked his ass off over there, got his wife a work visa, and sent her over here. And then they did something to send their son up here with her. Sorry, not their son, his daughter up here with her. And then she got her visa, got her papers, and then as soon as she could, she filed for him. And then they approved him, and he came up here, and he was looking for a job for like 3 months until he found my uncle. My uncle hired him on the spot. And then from there, like, I guess he just wanted to prove that he was useful, and he was. He just, he didn't know how to cut, he didn't know how to measure yet, because everything's different. Over there, I think they did things in like millimeters or something like that. I'm not sure, but here we do it in inches. So we had to like say like, hey, cut it, 6 feet 3 inches, and he was like, how many inches, how many millimeters, how many? I forgot what he said. It was in Spanish. But then we're just like, what? We didn't know how to explain it. We're like, however 6 feet was, we'll just say like 173 inches, something like that. You just cut it 173 inches, and if it was like that, as a odd number, he was fine. He could measure, and he could kind of cut straight, which is all that was needed for like rough framing. But then when we got into like the quarter, the sixth and eighth, 5/16, he had no idea. Which in that case, I trade spots with him because I could cut, I could measure and all that. And then I just sent him up to help the supervisor, which was Marco at the time. I'm pretty sure he's still supervisor. No, he has his own company now. Marco broke made his own company. Him and his dad still work together, but they have their own businesses. But if like the dad needs help, and Marco's not too busy, he'll send some of his guys over, or he'll go over with some of his guys, and vice versa. I still consider one company because they work so close together, but at the same time, it's like they're two totally different companies. They do their own thing. They work different parts of towns. They don't steal each other's business. They try not to. And it doesn't really matter if they steal the business or not because they're working with each other anyways. They still share the money. It's great. Which I think that's how a family business should be run. You shouldn't be running as a competition, as you should be as like with each other. But yeah, he like I said, he was a good guy. He got a job somewhere else better. I know that much. Ooh, I did not want that. And yeah, like I said, like it was his first job here in America. First job with he ended up getting his green card, by the way. I found that out recently. Okay. But yeah, it was he tried to prove himself when we didn't want him to prove himself. We didn't expect him to know because it was his first time working construction. He used to work I think it was like masonry and concrete back over in his home area. So we just like, this is a whole different thing, a whole different state, a whole different measurements, fucking what they call them, codes, things like that. So we just take it slow, take it at a slow pace until you learn, and then you can start picking up the pace slow by slow. Because like back, he had a lot of jobs back then. He wasn't my boss. My uncle wasn't struggling, and he preferred to train someone from how do you say this? My uncle preferred to train someone who knew nothing about the job rather than train someone who already knows about the job. He says it's easier for someone to pick up new concepts and learn the way he wants to teach them, because in that way they pick up his mannerisms and pick up his space. And my cousin was like that too. My supervisor, I guess, he was like that too. And like you like that's how I learned with them. Like I already knew about the stuff, but I'm easy to mold. I can learn, and if you start training me in something, I can pick it up. Doesn't matter what it is. That's how my mind works, and I'll get obsessed with it too for a while. I'll legit get obsessed with something. Like if I start working somewhere, I'll get obsessed with it until I learn as much as I can, and then after that, I'll mellow out. Just take it comfortably. That's how I was with all my other jobs. And like this job, I got obsessed with it. I learned as much as I could. Bought all the tools and everything. Didn't even use most of those tools either, which is kind of a waste. But I ended up selling them to my cousin because he wanted them. And he ends up using. He also knows how to use it properly. Big pecs. Damn, so we shredded. So yeah, but he always tried to do things like fast, prove like, hey, I'm useful. Look, and not in a bad way, because like I get it, he has a family to feed too. Granted, his wife's working too, but when he first got up here, he felt useless for like 6 months, and he hated that about himself. Same way I felt like when I was looking for a job here. Like, yeah, I had money, yeah, I was paying the bills, but all I was doing was sitting here in front of the computer for like 6 hours a day just applying to jobs. I think at one point I was applying to like, I think it was like 40 jobs a day. No, that's an over exaggeration. It was 20 jobs a day, but every application took like 30 minutes because yeah, it took a while. And even then I wasn't getting any callbacks, which just kind of, you know, it hurts my pride, you know. Yeah, I might not have a lot of I don't have an electrical license, I don't have a forklift license, I don't have anything like that. I know how to drive a forklift, I know how to drive a telehandler, I know how to drive those, I forgot what they're called, the scissor lifts. I don't have a license for them, but I know how. And I guess like everything down here requires licenses for everything. But like the main thing down here that everyone does is HVAC, and I don't know anything about HVAC. We didn't really have that up there. It was dry, it was perfect weather during the summer, winter was cold, but most people had chimneys anyways, they didn't even use their heaters. And then when they did, you know, it wasn't that intense on them. We're over here, the people had to, in the summer, in the summer they have to keep their ACs on. Like when I first got here, my AC was on all the time, all day, every day. It was hot. Even at night, like even now, I like that blanket, that blue blanket. That's just decoration. I don't even use that. My wife sometimes uses it, but I don't use that at all. I use the sabana, the thin sheet under it. I don't know what it's called in English. Sabana. I use that with the fan on full blast. And even then, sometimes I wake up spread eagle with that thing just on the floor. Let me go. Leave Pudge alone. I think that's it for that. I'm gonna go try to take on the gym. I think I can take him. But yeah, and I know if I ever, I don't want to, cause like don't get me wrong, like I love my hometown. If I got the opportunity to go back, I would. In a heartbeat. I don't care how cold it is, but at the same time, it's like living in a small town like that, there's only so much you can do. Here, you know, there's not that much to do either. Well, there's a lot more to do, but there's like so much to do, you don't know where to start. And on top of that, everything costs money. That money I don't have. Well, I have like my little meager savings, but that's quickly getting used up, paying all my bills. I'm gonna keep this conversation. I'm good with that. But yeah, he ended up getting fired. My boss hated to do it, but he had to. It just wasn't working out. He wasn't picking up the measurements and things like that. And my uncle just thought, you know, you can't work construction if you don't know if you're not learning how to do the measurements, if you're not learning how to cut or things like that. I want to see things no one can see. The ideals of Pokemon inside Pokeballs, the truths of how trainers should be, and a future where Pokemon have become perfect. Do you feel the same? No. Huh. I expected more from you. Now pay attention. My friends and I will test you to see if you can see this future too. But yeah, like, because he was in a place where he was taking night classes to learn English. He was working to try to get his green card and all that. At the same time, he's working like a full-time 50+ hour job. And that's why my boss kept it on for so long. But at the same time, it wasn't working out because like he wasn't picking up on how to cut things, and we tried to like help him. You know, we gave him like little tips and things like that. But he always forgot him the next day, and that's just because he was exhausted all the time. So my uncle let him go. I'm pretty sure he found him like another job, a simpler one. Went indoors, and that was just like a temporary thing until he found something better. It didn't pay as much, but it paid the bills. and it was like easier physically. And like he kept in contact with him just for a while to make sure everything was going good, and then we found out that he got his green card and all that. Anyways, he was the only person that I ever seen get fired. And then other than that, there was like 2 other guys, but one guy, he kind of just like disappeared off the face of the earth. We knew he had like issues. We don't know what kind of issues. But he worked with us for a solid while, and then he just disappeared. There was always speculations like, oh, he overdosed, or oh, the cops caught him with drugs. He didn't take drugs. Like we've never seen him take drugs, but he just had like the shakes. He told us like it was like he hit his head, and ever since they never went away. But he can still cut a straight line. He can cut a straight line than me. Ooh, yes, leech seed. But yeah, one day he just disappeared. Never found him again. And worst part was like he was the roommate to the guy that I was telling you about that fell and got hurt. They were roommates, and he just disappeared on him too, which sucked because then left him with the bill. And I guess he was renting a house out from my uncle, and my uncle and my aunt. And I didn't even know that either. Cause I guess they bought a trailer up there, and then they moved back down to Denver, and then they rented it out to him and like 2 other guys. One guy left, so it was just them 2, and then he left, and my uncle and the guy I was working with was by himself, paying off the bills, and he was trying to find another roommate, and we're just like, shit, man, that's rough. In the end, he did end up finding another roommate. Like my uncle hired like some other people that were still needed, a place to live or a cheaper place to live, and he just bunched them all together. He's like, hey, that way you'll never be late. You can all carpool, and it worked out. They all saved on gas, they all saved on food, they all saved on rent. I didn't do a lick of nothing. But yeah, and then it was just that. It was just like and my brother, obviously, sometimes he came in. So it was me, my 2 cousins, my uncle sometimes. Most of the time he did like other work or finding other jobs. The guy that got hurt, me, my cousins, my dad, my uncle sometimes, the guy that got hurt, my brother, those 2 other guys, and there was a 3rd guy too. But he got fired right away. We were like working on a deck, and he just shows up and he's like, hey, you guys looking to hire? And like back then, like I said, we had a lot of jobs. He still has a lot of jobs, but back then we had a lot of jobs, not enough people. And we're like, yeah, here's your uncle's number, give him a call. If you're willing to wait around here, he can probably interview right now. Sure as shit. The guy came when a guy took my number. He left, and then he came back like 20 minutes later, and then my uncle showed up. I'm like, oh well, shit, I guess they're meeting up right now. And they did the interview right there, and the guy's saying like, oh yeah, I can cut, I can nail, I can screw, I know all about construction. I have all my tools in the car right now. And we're just like, bet, okay. So he hired him on the spot. He's like, when can you start? Guy's like, I can start tomorrow. Today I just gotta sort some things out. The legendary Pokemon that, along with the hero, created the Unova region. It's my turn to become that hero, and you and I will be friends. No, I don't like ignorant people. I haven't saved in a while. But yeah, so he hired him on the spot. Next day he shows up. He lied. He didn't know shit. He could measure. He can kind of cut a straight line. He had some tools, but he didn't have all of them. Oh wait, I should heal. I gotta heal my Pokemon. I think I just got thrashed. But he didn't know anything. But my uncle was still willing to give him a shot. He's like, that's fine. You lied to me. Okay. You don't know what you're doing. So instead of paying you the 18, I was gonna start you at, you're going back down to beginner at 16. And then once you pick up, some things and actually learn what you're doing, we'll keep raising you up. And then he's like, hopefully you're like my nephew here. By the end of the year, you'll get paid to 22 to 23 an hour, because that's what he wants to pay everyone. So you start at 16, unless if you know what you're doing, then you start at 18. And then if you actually do know what you're doing, he raises up your pay. For me, like, he knows I've worked in construction, but he knows I've just been working on weekends, and I've been in and out. so he didn't know how much I knew. So he started me at 16. Month in, I'm up to 18. Another month in, I'm up to 20, 22, and then by the time I'm leaving, I'm at 23, 24. Due for another raise at 25. Oh, wow! Whenever I look at the skeleton, I'm fascinated. Welcome. I'm hot. The assistant director. Since you were kind enough to visit, I'll give you a tour of the museum. Please don't. This skeleton is a dragon type Pokemon. That's Dragonite. There's a theory that it had an ancient what? Oh, an accident while it was flying around the world, and so it became a fossil. This rock is amazing. It's a meteorite. It contains some kind of energy from space. Oh, this is just an ordinary old stone. It was found near the desert, but other than the fact that it's old, it doesn't seem to have any value. We only display it because it's rather pretty to look at. When I first played this game and they talked about this stone, I didn't know about it, but I automatically thought, like, that's it. That's has something to do with the story, with how much they're like talking down about it. Like, you know, no one just says, oh, this is just a stone, you know, it looks pretty, so we keep it. No, nobody says that. And if they do, you know, it's implying like, oh yeah, this is special, you just don't know it yet. The Pokemon gym is just beyond here, and at the end of the gym, a very strong and kind gym leader is waiting. By the way, the gym leader, Lenora, happens to be my wife. I think this was like the gym that I hated the most, the puzzle or whatever. But anyways, yeah. And then like, so the guy lied initially. No, I don't care. You're just gonna give me something nice. The guy lied initially, so my boss was already put off by that. He's like, I'm gonna keep you anyways. Once you learn some stuff, we'll talk about getting you raised to 18, and then after that, if you keep learning stuff, we'll get you up there. Hopefully, again, by the end of the year, you'll be as good as my nephew. Get paid 20 to 22 an hour. We'll see. Guy lasted like a month, and then he was fired because he just kept showing up late. Refused to learn anyone else's way, because we had our own ways of doing things, you know. Obviously, the way you cut, the way you measure, it doesn't matter as long as it gets done right. But he constantly miscut things. He constantly measured wrong, wasted material, and then one time we caught him, you know, coming in drunk. And that's when my uncle had it and just let him go. He's like, I don't care if you drink after the job. I don't care if you're coming hungover. But if you're coming in drunk or drinking on the job, that's where I draw the line. He's like, I love beer as much as this guy. And they do. Him and my dad, when they start drinking, and my nephews, they start drinking, there's no stopping them. And they're fun. But like, if you come in drunk, that's it. Come in drunk, you come in hungover all the time, it's fine. If you're hungover, but you can do the work, I don't care. But if you come in drunk or drinking, that's the end. So he fired him right then and there. Guy walked off. He's like, you're not paying me what I'm worth. I know what I'm doing. Again, this guy got put up on cleaning duty almost every day because he couldn't cut a straight line, or because he refused to learn how to measure right. Ooh, yes, please. After that, there was another guy that came after him that also got fired. But him was because he was stuck in his old ways. He wanted to be the guy in charge. He wanted to be up there, the guy in charge, doing what he wanted, you know, giving out orders. But he was not in a position to give out orders. He was as a laborer. Again, my uncle didn't know. What's going on? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Did I miss something? Nice to meet you. It's Pet Rat. Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. No. Definitely tepid. Oh. That's gotta be you. Yes. Okay. I gotta pay attention. I'm gonna pay attention. But yeah, yeah. So he wanted to be in charge. He started giving out orders, and like that's not how it works. You're brand new to us. We gotta get used to you first before you can start telling us what to do. We already have our own system. We have our own teams. We always got put in teams of 2 or 3, mostly 2, because like I said back then we were pretty stretched thin. But sometimes like if there's a new guy like him, we put him into our team, like into like, well yeah, my team. Me and my cousin, supervisor Marco. The other guy was Herman, my other cousin. He was also a supervisor. And then there was my dad, and he was also a supervisor. And each supervisor had someone under him. In Marco's case, it was me because like we liked working together. We were good working together. He told me what to do. I did it. I did it how he wanted. I did it as fast as I could for him, but you know, within reason. And he liked that. Most people didn't like working under him because they always thought he was yelling, but that's just how he talks. Like I grew up with him. That's how he is. He's not being a dick. He just sounds like he's bossing you around. He's not. And he always wants the best for everybody. Oh no, you're faster than me. But yeah, so I did things the way he wanted, and I was fine with it because that's the pace I like. I got used to it, you know, without even knowing I got used to it. But like this guy was like bossing him around, bossing me around, and we're just like, that's not what we're doing. He's like, why don't we do this first? It's easier. It's like, we're doing that last because it's so easy. We're gonna get the hard stuff out of the way first because it's hard to do, which means it'll take longer to do. And the longer it takes, the less time we'll have to do it. So if we do get that whatever's easiest first, you know, we'll get complacent. We'll get, you know, oh, that's easy, we'll take it slow, and then we'll go over here and finish this up. No, that's not how it works. You always do the hardest thing first. We did the hardest thing first, and then we moved over to the easy stuff. The easy stuff was always done last, not just because it's easy, but because, you know, it gave us a chance to relax, take things a little slower, and, you know, finish what we're doing. He didn't like that. He like this was like after like the first month. We were already used to him trying to give orders, trying to tell us what to do, but we had our own pace and we did things our own ways anyways. Let's see. Blah blah blah. I need the memo. Found this place. Challenge you. Question. What you heat up in a pot, it'll be delicious. What is it? What? There we go. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna guess it. Yes. Alright. But yeah, like, you know, like my cousin was standoffish too. Like they'll talk. He told him, like, you're not the boss. You're not in charge. You are a laborer. You're getting paid labor or wages. Stop trying to act like you're like in charge. That you're not the supervisor. I am. And keep in mind, I was like 25. My nephew, my supervisor at the time was 18 or 19. Like he was young, but he's been in construction all his life, like longer than me. I was just on and off, like on weekends with my dad. He's been on it like with my brother. He's been on it like every weekend, every chance he got, he went to work because he wanted to learn that stuff. Same with my other cousin. They've been working with my dad and my uncle for years. so they knew what they were doing. And this guy, just because he's older than both of us, he doesn't want to listen to us because he's been doing it, you know, longer. But when he told us how long he's been doing it, my cousin was already doing it like 2 years longer than him. And just that's saying a lot, because like again, he was like 18 or 19, but he stayed on it, and he studied, like he was studying, he was getting his that, you know, that stuff you get so you can have licenses and things like that, because he wanted to own his own company, his contractor's license. He did studies for that too. He already knew how to read everything. This guy couldn't even read the what's called the plans. You know, my cousin could. And so like that pissed us off, because you know, not just because he's my cousin, but like this guy's barking orders, and he already knew what he was trying to tell us. Anyways, it came down to it, and my cousin was just, wow. My cousin was just like, okay, my cousin is not the boss, but he has authority. It's his dad's company, obviously. So he's like, you're done for today. Go home. We don't need you. And he's like, you can't do that to me. I'm gonna tell blah 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 the boss. I'm gonna tell your, no, he didn't say I'm gonna tell your dad. He's like, I'm gonna tell the, he didn't know he was the son. But he's like, I'm gonna tell your dad, you can't treat me like this. He knows me from way back. And like my cousin was just like, if he knows you, how come I don't know you? And anyways, he's like, okay, go for it. Never saw the guy again. That's why my cousin and my dad prefer to teach people that don't know anything. Like, yeah, it takes a little more work, but like, they'll learn the way you want to teach them. They'll learn your way, and that way, you know, it's easier to work together. And that's why I guess my cousins like me the best, because like I can work with anyone. I'll learn their way. I'll learn their mannerisms, the way they like things cut, or how fast they work, and I'll keep that pace. But like training like older people, especially people who think that they know more than you, that's always hard. Especially in like this day and age when like information is like so widely available. Most people, like, there's kids that are like my nephew probably knows more than me about certain things right now, and he's like 8. Like he knows what games. Yes. I managed to get here, well done. Click. Alright. Like I said, like I built my PC, I built his PC, I built my other brother's PC, and I built my other brother, my best friend, other brother's PC. I built 4 PCs, 5 in total with my old PC. Now me, I just got, you know, like my first PC wasn't great, especially for like an old PC. I just built out of things I could afford back then, which was like, back then it was like mid-range stuff. Now it's probably like low-end stuff. But yeah, I built it. I didn't know anything about like the specs or anything like that. I didn't know what games it could run or anything. I just downloaded a game and prayed. I knew it could play like old games, obviously, like Oblivion. I never played Oblivion before. I only got to like the very beginning. I knew it could play like older games, like from that generation. It could play Fallout 3. Had a little trouble with Fallout New Vegas. Could barely play Fallout 4. I could play it, but like on only on high, not ultra high. And I couldn't use any mods because that would just like crash. It'll freeze. And it wasn't because the mod, because I put in the mod wrong, because I just used the mod manager, but it was just because it just couldn't handle it. Now I have a way better PC. Built it like a year ago, I think, and like for a year ago it was considered high end. I don't know what it's considered now. It's only been a year, but you know how fast things change. Now again, it's not like ultra high end. It's not like the best of the best, but it's decent. It can play just about anything, no issue. My only issue is I don't know. I know there's like in these newer generations, there's gonna be games that require a lot more, and my PC might not be able to handle it. Like I have a Minecraft world that I made with that I joined a server actually, and it can run that just fine. It'll like the fans will speed up. Like you can tell it's getting cold. I just replaced the what's it called? The stuff you put on the CPU. I forgot what it's called. Well then, Challenger, I'm going to research how you battle with the Pokemon you've so lovingly raised. I'm probably gonna get thrashed. I used to think her design was so cool though. I don't know why, I just thought it was cool. But she was also like the hardest gym leader. Looking at it now, my GPU is kind of sagging, so I'm gonna order the part to keep it up. A little support for that. But yeah, like this newer generation is probably using a lot more polygons or whatever it is that it uses. And I know for a fact it's gonna be hard on PC. Like the Minecraft world I have, it's huge. Like I downloaded it, like they're closing down the server. I don't know when, sometime soon. I haven't played in like about a month, unfortunately. I did make like a friend or two there. We talk sometimes. We did some events together, but yeah, they're closing it down like a month or two. Actually, probably sooner than that. And they put the world up. They said I can download it for free, obviously, because I was part of it. I helped with some stuff there. Not too much stuff. I didn't really do like anything crazy. I just like, hey, if you're new here, I got some tools and things for you to have, and just things like that. And I contributed to their economy and all that. But in the end, like, as all things do, it comes to an end. So she gave me the most trouble. I think she's still gonna give me trouble. See, like, she's already level 20. I'm struggling just to get my Pokemon to level 20. I'm not even level 20. I'm 19. Oof. How? Please be faster. Nope. Get in there, Lily. You're gonna get thrashed, but but my nephew, he probably knows more about PCs than I do, because I guess he looks up like I didn't build him a high-end PC like mine. His is actually pretty close. Actually, it has the same it's about the same. It has the same CPU, same motherboard, different RAM actually. He still has I think like DDR5 RAM like I do, but not as good as mine. No, they're not bad. I'm not gonna cheap out just because it's not mine, but it's pretty decent RAM. The only thing is his CPU is what I did have to cheap out on because I didn't, money's always tight, and I just got him like something simple because I didn't think he was gonna be playing anything rough. I don't have anything to heal my Pokemon. So I just got him like an old 580, and I told him, I think it was like 580 Super or something like that. I was like, it's an old one. I did some research on it, and it says it can take most games. It can even play a lot of the newer ones, as long as it has a good CPU and RAM to match up with it. And he has both a hard drive and he has an HD. What the fuck is it called? He has a little thin stick of memory, it's like 2 terabytes, and then he has like a 4 terabyte hard drive that I put in there for him. I'm just gonna have to give it everything I got. And but he knows what games, like he looks up like the parameters or whatever, I don't know what they're called, but he knows what games his PC can handle and what games it can't. And Bright Sides, he's not interested in anything besides like kid stuff like Minecraft, Fortnite, Need for Speed, the occasional what's it called? Occasional indie game like what game was it? It got really popular recently, like the ones with like the little Waka Waka heads. Like the ones that got popular after Among Us got popular. Games like that. And racing games, Sometimes we play Left 4 Dead 2. We played Portal, but like that one keeps crashing on us. I'm pretty sure it's just the servers. But it is an old game. But yeah, so there's those. No. But yeah, but he knows what his PC can handle. I still don't know any of that technological stuff. Where's my? I'm actually kind of worried. My wife's supposed to be here around 3:40. It's already 5:30. Apparently she's been messaging me, I just haven't gotten any notifications. Sorry, I gotta reply to the wife. She's the love of my life, star of my world. And I would do anything for her. But apparently my phone decided to ignore her. She's getting, well, hopefully she gets that message, because it's like, you know, but she's getting macas. Girl, so I kind of just like brainlessly talk and I just forget what I'm saying, and then when I stop talking I don't remember. Because I just ramble. I know at one point I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! A while back. Like I was talking about, like, I had all the Pokemon cards. I have a bunch of Pokemon. I don't have all. I have a bunch of Pokemon cards, and mostly like the older ones. And I have like a couple Magic the Gathering cards. But Yu-Gi-Oh's where I was at. That was popular at my school. That's what I got into, and that's what I've been into for a while. I have no one to play with though. Here, I thought if I, you know, up there where I used to live, nobody played. My nephew, I play with my nephew sometimes, but I think he just played just to indulge me. Like I never told him, hey, come play with me. You know, it's just some days he's like, hey, you still got cards? You want to play? And I'm like, sure, you want to play? Yeah. And back then he could read. And he's 8. He can, I'm not gonna lie. At 8 years old, he can read a lot better than I could. Granted, I don't know if that's a good thing, because like, I remember back then, I'm pretty sure everyone has this experience where you're like in like 3rd grade and they're like, yeah, he's reading at a 12th grade level, and you know, I thought, oh, that's good, that means I'm smart, and then I grew up and I'm not smart, so I don't know why they were lying to me saying I read at a 12th grade level. Anyway, but he can read a lot better than me. He knows a lot more than me. He should not know certain things, but he knows. Thank you, internet. Bright side is he's still a good kid. Like he's tainted, but who isn't at that age, I guess, nowadays. Wow. Yes. I'm kind of just like mindlessly battling. I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the game. I'm just telling you about my whole life and life experiences. Hopefully I don't come off as a little whiny baby, but I just like talking, and you know, I don't know where else I'm gonna get this stuff off my chest. You know, I ain't going to therapy. I ain't gonna tell my wife about it. Huh. This is a therapy, isn't it? Now I see why people like streaming. Your fighting style is so enchanting. It is charming. You are a Pokemon trainer worth receiving this basic badge. Hell yeah, I'm basic as... I'm not basic. Hang on. I gotta add the badge. Badge 2. I'm just gonna name it that. I spelled badge wrong. Whatever. Oops. Which one was it? The basic? Heck yeah. I think that's around the same. I'm not gonna stress about it. Let's see. So I'm trying to I think that worked. Oh, no, it did not. I messed up. There we go. Okay. 2 badges. If you have 2 badges, trade a Pokemon up to level 30 will obey you. Here I also have this TM for you. It's Retaliate, right? I'm surprised I beat it the first time. Last time I did grind. I got all my Pokemon to like level 20. And I still got like throttled. She put me in my place. She humbled me. Which I am already very humble. But humbling me is very hard. Retaliate does a lot of damage, a lot more damage if an ally fainted the turn before you used it. Oh, that's why. If you master the timing, you can defeat even strong opponents. Dear, oh no, something happened. Dear, come quickly. Team Plasma is threatening to steal some bones. Oh my son, what's going on? Earth, you come too. Hello? Berber? What? Okay. I will be back. I am back. Sorry for the wait. Thank you for being patient. I am going to end the stream, this stream at least. I might play another game later. I'm going to end this one now. I gotta save, mainly because my wife brought me food. Unfortunately, I did text her back late, too late. So I didn't get the order I wanted. Shame, but I still got something, so nothing to complain about. Anyways, I hope you all had fun. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. And again, in case I don't, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Goodbye, everybody.